This bomb will go off in 10 seconds. You're listening to the Pipe Bomb Podcast with James, Nick, Gigi, Josh, Sam, and Tom. Ring the bell. 1.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Pipe Bomb Podcast. I'm Nick, and today I am joined by the shady queen herself, Gigi. How you doing, Gigi?
Hi, guys. I'm so happy to be back on this week.
I know, I'm so excited to go in on everything with you today. And, of course, it wouldn't be TPP without James. So, James is with us. How you doing?
Hey, guys. How are you? Hello, listeners. And Gigi, I'm surprised you made it, because I saw on Twitter you were battling all these Bella fans. I was like, ooh.
Jesus. It's all the uneducated ones, too.
Battling through a sea of Bella stands. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. So difficult.
With that whole Nikki Bella tag. What is it? Things that are better than
Things
Nikki Bella.
Nikki Bella's reign, which is like fucking everything.
Say it again?
How shady.
Things that are better than Nikki Bella's reign.
Oh my God. That developed over SmackDown, right?
No, I didn't see it, so you had posted in the chat. I'm like, finally, yeah.
I was surprised that something like that was trending this week. Well deserved,
though. Her shitty little reign.
I'm not either.
I'm just happy that it finally, WWE is going to get that smack in the face, look, you're putting out crap and your fans are going to tell you it's crap. So
I think it probably started on Raw when she mentioned that she was getting really close to her reign, and then all the fans were like, no!
I know.
But anyway.
I think they're Bella fans, though. They think it's actually good.
They do?
They do, and it's sad. They're like, this has been the best reign. Like, oh, you guys haven't watched, ever. Okay.
I know. That's just comical.
Oh, what a mess. But speaking of something else that it was trending for us, Fan Slam. Guys, if you haven't gone and watched that out, definitely go back. It'll be in the description there. There'll be little pop-ups here and there to go back and watch it, because there was so much shade, a lot of fun, and I was really happy that everything went down and just the positive reaction with that.
I know, me too.
It's awesome.
It was awesome.
We had so many views in the first day. I was shocked. I had to keep refreshing it. Are we really past 100? It's only been 4 hours. It was amazing.
Isn't it crazy how
I know, it was. What'd you say, James?
I was just gonna say it was. We were all just praising fans. I was just saying that it was crazy how it was blooming that quickly. I was really taken back by that.
Yeah, I was super happy for everything with that, but I just wanted to thank the listeners once again for all the support, and go down, like that button there, subscribe if you haven't yet, and we're going to try something else a little new today. We're going to set a like goal, so if you guys like TPP, if you enjoy the shade every week, smash down that like button. We want to get up to 30 likes on this episode, so if we could do that, we'll bring more stuff out for you, and we just want to have a lot of support for the show.
For real, because if we could get to 27 likes, guys, we can definitely get to 30 likes.
Definitely, or maybe even over 30.
I know, so let's do it, you guys. But we have an announcement to make, because we made... What was it, Nikki? 150 subscribers? I just remembered, it popped in my head, that we made a promise that we would let them know what our new project is after 150. Should we tell them at the end of the show to keep them in their seats?
I think we should tell them at the end of the show.
All right. I'm with
you.
What, GJ?
No, I was just kidding. Yeah, let's wait till the end.
But I was going to give them something else a little exciting for them, since you have to wait to the end for that. Right now, I want to announce that we have a new poll open for you guys. It's down in the subscription. You guys have been asking a lot about the TPP River. There's been a lot of love for it, a lot of shade for everything. Last week's episode, we just got a new inductee, Darren Young. Can we give him a little round of applause?
Well deserved.
Very, very deserved. But now we have a new poll that you guys, the listeners, can choose who our next inductee into the TPP River is going to be. So go down the link below and vote for your favorite. We have 3 people for justified reasons. Sarah Lee is our first nominee. No surprise.
Okay.
Then we have X-Pac, and then we have, what's his name? Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Old ass man.
Yeah, that old-ass bitch. So, whoever you want to see next into our TPP River, go down and vote, and in a couple weeks, we'll announce the winner for it.
Are they really the winner?
Well, the listeners and everybody else will be the winner.
Hey, somebody's going to have to walk that plank. If It's gonna be tough.
Greg's big ass might break it.
Sarah Lee might fucking miss it. She'll be like, a plank? Where's the plank? That girl is just so lost.
That girl's planking on all the NXT superstars down in developmental, let's be real.
Love Nikki with that low-key shadiness coming, so slide with
it. Speaking of low-key shade, let's move on to our first topic of the day. So we're going to be talking, well, today's episode of TPP, generally at the end of it, we always do kind of a reality roundup. So I like that little segment. So we're going to go right into our first show, and that is Gigi's specialty, Total Divas. So Gigi, what's been going on with Total Divas lately?
These hoes, okay. They just need to have the Bella Twins on every episode. I don't know whose dicks are sucking at E, but they got onto this episode also. It was better than last week with their holder trying to find somewhere to put a bar studio. But Brie, I guess her song gets a lot of downloads on iTunes. And they're like, oh, Brie, should remix it, put your voice on it. And then she's like, but I can't sing. But Brie said she didn't know how to sing, and they put her into the studio. It fucking sucked, as imagined. So Nikki's like, oh my god, I'm like Marilyn Monroe. I can sing. I can do it better than Brie. I do everything better than Brie. So then this bitch goes in there. It sucks. Renee's fucking recording this shit like it's World Star Hip Hop, the tragedy that it was. But Nikki thought she did absolutely amazing. So what did you guys think of the Bellas thinking that Nikki Bella thinks she was hot shit when she was singing like fucking Kesha pre-auto-tune.
It was terrible. Like, the both of them, they look so ridiculous. I can't believe they agreed to do this. I can't believe WWE even offered studio times and wasted that poor man's talent and time on such nonsense for pure entertainment reasons. It was not entertaining. The Bella Twins just embarrassed themselves. They looked ridiculous, and this was so scripted, and it was just for the fucking TV show. Because Brie and Nikki sure as hell know that then they can't sing for shit. So it was just a waste of time for me. It was a filler.
Yeah, it was just kind of a mess for me. Like, I don't enjoy the Bellas, but I will give Brie credit in the beginning of this when she was like, I'm just letting you guys know, like, I'm not a Beyonce, like, I'm not a singer. And she was so bad. Like, Jim Johnson. Wait, it wasn't Jim Johnson who she was recording with, was it?
Brie?
Brie, no, it was like whoever does CFO's music or whatever.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, oh, that poor guy's time. But when Nikki all of a sudden was like, I have an inner Marilyn Monroe inside of me, and like praising herself backstage, and John Cena walks up and he's like, what? Well, like gives her like a second take. He's like, what, bitch? Like, what the hell? Anyway, and then when she goes in there, Renee Young is just on the down low with that camera taking a video of this, and she's just a mess. Like, Nikki was a horrible mess. Jim Johnson should be an honorary TPP member with the shade he was giving her, because I was living for it. It was so funny. Yeah, and then I just like how Renee just went back and showed Brie the video and everything at the end of it. So it was nice to see Renee in all of these segments with the Bellas, but regardless of that, I do agree with James. I think it was just kind of for the show, and it was just super bad. But I did like at the end when Brie like pranked her, and she was like, all right, Nikki, like, you're going to be up for the national anthem. And she was like fucking panicking, especially when that girl was like, oh yeah, you got a room you could go practice in. Like, we're really excited to hear you. And when she's in the fucking locker room trying to practice it, and she just sounded so bad, and Brie's like, you honestly think that they would let you, of all people, sing here? I thought that was pretty funny, but yeah, like, other than that, the Bellas were just iffy for me again.
She was like, Nikki, you're just so stupid. And I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, you really think they're gonna really let you go out there and sing? You're just so stupid. I thought that was funny. Like, because the girl is stupid. She was literally sitting down there reading the notes. I'm like, I would have ran out of that fucking building if they told me I was gonna sing the national anthem, and I know damn well that I cannot sing. I'd be out the fucking door. But I give her props. She wanted to sit there and see it through it. But then again, it was all scripted, for God's sake. The Bellas can't act for shit.
The only positivity I got from this was Dolph Ziggler trying to tell Nikki to come to Singapore with him. Like, look at Dave trying to get his TV time when he wasn't getting on Raw. Go ahead, boo.
I thought there was going to be more of him. Remember when they showed on the trailer of him, like, chasing her around, hunting her down? Is that, like...
I think this was a little teaser for that.
For what's to come?
Yeah.
So what's going on with him and Dana Brooks?
I don't know. I haven't really seen them like interact on Twitter as much for the past couple months, but I just assumed that they were like banging on the side. But
so he probably is on to the next.
I'm still trying to get Lana to dump Rusev, but it's not happening yet. But on to people who might get dumped by their significant other. Paige is dumbass. She decides that her boyfriend has too many fans or whatever because he's on a date to remember. I heard of the name, so it's not like some irrelevant ass band. But a fan comes up to him during their like dinner and they're getting drinks, and she's like, "Oh, you want to take a shot with us?" Blah blah blah. And Paige gets all pressed about it. She goes and tells Rosa because Rosa, she just has great fucking relationships and she has the best tea on what to do with this. She's like, "Oh, you should like record him. That's what I did to my boyfriend, and I found him like breaking up with another girl right after he proposed to me." I'm like, what kind of shit? When did you get proposed to, bitch? Real question. But then she decides, oh, I'm gonna get a girl to go hit on him while he's hanging out with Rosa while I'm doing this movie. The girl's like, oh, he was like really standoffish. He didn't really try to come on to me, so she was all happy, ran over to her boyfriend, and she's like, oh, you passed the test. And this motherfucker gets mad and he leaves and goes and lays down in the hotel room and says, oh, I don't know why I had to do that. Why don't you trust me? Blah, blah, blah. They forgive each other. End of Paige's storyline. What did you guys think?
I think that Paige is so stupid. Obviously, he's not going to do anything with a girl when her best friend is there. Like, hello. He's really going to go there and exchange numbers with homegirl, and then Rose is going to walk in and see. What makes you think that he's not going to think that Rose is going to go tell Paige? That was so stupid. It was immature. If you don't trust the man, then why are you with him? And then Rosa, with the whole recording the guy. Who does that? I want to know how is this possible? How did she set this up to record him? What did she put in the car? I heard of like
you know what? She's taking advice from one of your wag bitches over there.
Oh yeah, the one with the video camera. But I heard of like using a tracking device. Like you could download like a device.
Yeah, find my iPhone. Then you leave the iPhone in the car and see where the person goes.
Yeah. There you go. You have to get a good girlfriend to help you out. You get with her, and then you get in her car. You follow your man. Like, what happened to the old-fashioned way of creeping up on your man? This whole little one, take your best friend, take your man out for a dinner, and then go tell some random chick to go flirt with him. Who's to tell you that this chick was probably whacking dry boots, and he knew he wasn't going to be able to get it in with her? You got to catch him alone. That's when you find out a man is cheating. So Paige, grow. That's why I said Paige needs to grow up a little bit so she can know the real world. And Rosa is just so dense. Like she for a woman that age, she should have been able to tell her. Like, no, you don't go about it that way. This is how you do it. If you're gonna sneak right.
Yeah, well, like, the only thing is, like, to Rose's defense, look at her relationships in the past. Like, they have been so messy. So, I mean, she had to go and fucking sneak and do all this crazy fucking, like, tactics and stuff and sneak around her boyfriend to find out this shit. So it's like, to go to Rosa, of all people, to ask for relationship advice, like Gigi said, like, that's the last person. But you know what? I was, like, so over Paige at this. You know what? How, like, not only did you embarrass yourself on TV and in front of your boyfriend, but you lost fucking $50 because you paid some bitch to go up. I was just, like, over it. I absolutely hate relationships like that when girls are not confident enough in themselves and confident enough in their relationships that they fucking question and give their boyfriends tests and stuff like that. I hate that shit. Like, it's so immature. It's high school stuff. And it was just ridiculous to see this play out. And she came back and she's like, you passed. Like, oh my God, congratulations. Like, he was, like, she's lucky that he got up and was just kind of like, hey, I just need to cool down. Because I would have been like, are you kidding me? Like, who the hell do you think you are? Like, okay, how old are you? Like, you're done. Like, I don't care how hot you are, like, if you're that immature, and, it was just drove me insane. So, yeah, not a fan of Paige.
She looked like a real dumbass, and it was sad, but at least she still has her boyfriend, because she looks like one of the bitches that would cry real hard if he left.
And you know what I noticed? I think she had the same pants on. I think she had them same pants on, Gigi.
Oh my God, she always looks so fucking ratchet, not even, oh God, she just looks so... like, not even clean. Like I said before, it looks like she smells like mayonnaise and an egg. Like, the bitch looks so dirty.
Yeah, I guess smelling like mayonnaise and eggs will get your man to bring you flowers at work. I've been trying to get that for years. Yeah.
On a $2 movie set, I was like, girl, they can't even put real, like, elf ears on you. They got, like, one of those hats from Walmart. Goddamn.
Gigi, you just clocked the tea. That's the real deal. Like, that looked so low budget. It was ridiculous. I was like, this is, and you see them grabbing the sets, moving them over. Like, you see the director grabbing a ladder. I'm like, what set is this? The director never does manual work. He always has people to do that for him. I was like, this is a low down budget. Not low budget, low down budget. Oh my god. It was a mess. What's this movie called? Some Christmas bullshit.
Santa's Helpers or some shit.
And she plays the bad guy, she said, or something like that.
Yeah, I think she's with Miz in it too. All I know is that Dean Ambrose movie better be fucking better than this shit.
I don't know. Looks like a kid's movie. Let's hope it is, because it looked bad.
But I mean, the next one that was the only really good storyline in Total Divas was Natty and fucking Mark Carrano. This motherfucker brings the worst fucking saddest tea ever to a bitch. He's like, oh, well, we need to talk to you, Natty. Let me bring you to the side. Natty's trying to take selfies and shit. And he tells her, like, oh, well, you know, your contract's coming to an end. We didn't actually see this, but this is what Natty tells us. He's like, oh, but the company loves you. He wants you to be an ambassador and help out the divas down in NXT. And she's telling Nikki all this. And Nikki's like, oh, my God, no, you're like 7 months older than me. Like she's more worried about her goddamn self, which got me. And she's like, no, but Natty, you're doing so good. Carrano, what the fuck? Why are you telling her this? I'm like, why would you, like, go and immediately run to Nikki when you just get out the meeting, Natty? Like, don't look like you're about to, like, spill all your shit right here by your boss. Like, that wasn't cute.
It really wasn't.
And so Natty finds herself, she pretty much wants to be, like, young again. So she's trying to figure out what the fuck fleek means, which was the funniest shit, because R-Truth was all like, R-Truth was, like, the funniest part of this fucking episode. He was hilarious. She's calling TJ her bae, and TJ's like, bitch, call me that shit again. We're gonna fucking divorce. She's like, oh, I learned a new word today, dope, when she goes out to the bar, and she has a fucking crop top on with, like, low-ride skinny jeans looking like Nikki Bella. It was so fucking funny.
She looked
and
hot.
She gets all emotional. She did. I was all like, I don't see how she looks like trashy. Fucking Natty looks hot as hell. Mm-hmm. And then this fucking hilarious part was me when fucking Natty runs outside and she's like, oh my God, I'm so old, I can't keep up. And Trinity's trying to console her, and then Tamina comes down, she's trying to tell her, like, girl, you're like the best you ever been ever. Then this fucking Asian man comes out, look like he's about to pick up a fucking food order to bring to someone's house, saying that they're fake and stuff. And then he tries to fucking roundhouse kick Tamina. We've been clocking his teeth since the goddamn clip came out. This old ass little boy. And he like kicks Tamina, and Tamina pushes him like out to the middle of the road, is about to whoop his ass. And then Trini fucking hops in and like some producer to stop him. And then this motherfucker walks down the street looking drunk as hell, fucking pants 8 sizes too big on his ass. And then Tamina's like, yeah, he better walk away. Who does he think he is? And then she grabs Natty, and she's like, okay. And she's like, I love how she went back to the conversation. She's like, Natty, you are beautiful, and don't let anyone say you can't do something because how old you are. I'm like, she just got done whooping somebody's ass and gives like this John Cena-esque speech. Like, that shit was hilarious. And then Natty finally gets her shit together, and she realizes that, like, she's the hot shit right now, and she's the best she ever been in her career. That's when Nikki tells her, and, like, 30 is the new 20, because this is when bitches are discovering themselves and finally come out their shell. I think this segment was for, like, the older bitches that watch Total Divas so they can feel good about being 35 and shit, so good on Natty for realizing that she is the shit, and she is, like, not insecure like the fucking Bella twins, like, 30 years into her life.
Go ahead, Nick.
Oh my God. Yeah, this was my favorite part of Total Divas, the storyline here. Can I just say, can we get Tamina on Total Divas next season or one of these seasons? Because this girl, like, I loved it. Like, her and Trinity, like, consoling Natty on the outside. And then all of a sudden this guy just, like, opens the door right wasted. Just, what are you doing? We're trying to have a moment here. He's like, you guys suck. And she's like, who sucks? He's like, you guys suck. She's like, we suck. You better get to stepping. He's like, what if I roundhouse kick you right now? I lost it. Like, I thought it was hilarious. And he actually kicked her, too. She's like, what the fuck? Like, shoving him out into the street and stuff. Trinity holding her back. She's like, hey, you almost destroyed the man. And then she just goes right back into her conversation. She's like, anyways, Natty, like, I don't know what the fuck that was about, but you gotta be strong and beautiful.
You was kind, you was smart, you was important.
Yeah, you're important. That was, like, my favorite part. Yeah, and then the whole Carrano Natty thing, like, as soon as she found out, she just runs and spills her whole life story to Nikki. Like, then he's like, God, this is why we don't, like, Carrano even kind of spilled some tea. He's like, this is why we don't really trust you that much, Natty, because as soon as we tell you something, you go and make a bigger deal out of it and go and tell Nikki. She's like, boy, tell the Bellas everything.
That is shit.
What a mess.
I loved how when Carmella walked by and Nikki was like, "Hey, you, get over here!" And I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Is this how they talk to him?" And she's like, "She can't go anywhere. We still need her in the division." I thought it was nice that Nikki stood up for Natty. It was nice to see the camaraderie of the Divas. You know, like they have each other's back. Well, like when it comes to Beltons, because Natty always says that she loves the Beltons, and I'm so over Natty putting Brie over until the Brie's so cute, Brie's so cute. Cute can only go so far, Natty. Let's be real. But moving on to later in the night, I love when Natty was at the bar when she came in with that outfit. I was like, yes, bitch. She looked fucking hot as hell. She walked in, she got on the bar, she started twerking on the bar. They tell her, "Get down, Natty, get down." Like, they were just having a good time in there. Well, especially Natty. And then she's over there saying Fleek and Bay. Oh, that's... Natty is the life of the fucking show this season. She brings that comedic role into the show. So later in the episode, when she goes outside and the people in the bar were over it with the Divas and the camera, so the guy walks out and tells them that they suck. And then when he tried to roundhouse kick Tamina, I thought that shit was hilarious. I thought she was going to super kick his fucking face into the fucking street. That's what I was waiting for. And if any of the listeners, have you guys ever watched Dexter? That little motherfucker looked just like Musika, some guy on that show, some Asian dude. He looks just like him. It's crazy. But I kind of felt bad for Natty when she was crying to Trinity and Tamina. She was like, "I'm never good enough. I'm the ugly duckling," and all this stuff. And I was like, that is kind of fucked up that Karana would pull her aside like that to tell her that she's like, time is ticking and all this bullshit. I was like, what the fuck you mean time is ticking? Look at you and your old fat ass. Like, you don't look any good. Like, what the fuck? Just because you're not on TV doesn't mean that you don't have to not maintain your look. You look a hot ass mess with your overgrown suits. Like, that was just so disrespectful. But hey, somebody got to do it. Somebody got to say. So clearly we see where WWE's head's at with Natty. But I don't know. I'm so glad that the girls like got around her and talked her up, and there was no shade. Nobody shaded her. Like, it was just all this girl showed respect and love to Natty, and I like that. So.
You know what? You know what I really liked about it too. To just bring when you're talking about the bar when Natty first came in, when she was like, "Oh hey my boo boo kitties, what's going on my bays? We're all on fleek," and it pans to Tamina, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
She was like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Over Naomi's like, she's speaking in Ebonics.
I know. Natty, Naomi was like, "Boo boo kitty. What the fuck is that?" You know, they were like, "Who is this girl? Like, where she come from?" But like, that's Natty. Natty is a heart. I said this on countless shows. They're kooky. They're crazy. You put something in their head, it just keeps going. The wheels keep spinning, and then they'll just do everything about it. So Natty she's just built for fucking reality TV. She's just so fucking entertaining. It's not even funny. One minute she's over there dancing drunk. The next minute she's crying on the street. The girls are getting into a fight on the street because Natty's outside crying. They're trying to have a moment. Like, Natty is reality TV. I love Natty. She's my girl. Total Divas made me love Natty even more. It really did.
Me too. In the beginning, though, like, I was like, God,
she's so naggy.
Prude, and I'm like, I'm really not liking Natty lately. But this season, like, she's really just kind of coming into her shell, and like it was said on the show, like, she's the hottest she's ever looked in her career right now, you know? So it's like, to see her being so insecure, it was really kind of sad, but I did like that diva camaraderie, and they were all kind of helping her out, even though Emma shaded the hell out of her in the beginning of the show. She's like, How old are you? Like, what, 37?
She was joking, though. But when we talk about Natty in the earlier seasons, I gotta come to her defense, because that's when TJ was injured. He was on the sideline, so I know she was stressed about shit like that. Like, he was just home like for like what, almost 2 years before he even did anything with WWE. So I could see why she was so naggy and bitchy back then. And now she's happy because at that point her man was touring and everything. So
yeah, that's true. She had a lot of stress in her life.
Yeah, she had a lot of stress in her life, and then with her dad and everything. So she had a lot going on, and now it seems like everything's good for her until TJ gets hurt again, unfortunately.
Lord Jesus. I feel like it was slight shade, though, and they're like, you're the best you ever looked in your career, because back when you debuted with that red hair, bitch, no. It's like the slight, a little bit of shade there, but...
Oh, well, Natty did look pretty basic when she first came in, really. Like makeup-wise, her hair, like, her outfits even. She was, like, great wrestler, but in the beginning when she debuted in 2008, she was kind of, like, one of the rougher-looking divas at the time.
I know. She looked like some trailer park trash redhead out of CVS. Like, it was just not cute. It was not cute at all. The outfit was atrocious. The hair color, she looked like Wendy. Like, it was a mess.
Wendy that's like in the hood that doesn't even have burgers. But oh yeah, and shout out to fucking Eric Rowe when he was all like, "You look 31." Like he's smart. He's smart. But let's throw it over to James. What the fuck happened on WAG so me and Nick can get our shade and dragon?
Yes.
God, you little bitches. Well, let's get into WAG. I'm only going to cover Kelly's part because this is a wrestling show. The other bitches some of them are so irrelevant. But I will talk about Ashley. Ashley's the monotone bitch. Well, I'll start off with Ashley real quick.
Oh, God.
Her and her man, they set up a date for the wedding finally, Nick. Hey, they set up a date.
Oh, he finally committed he set the date for?
They set the date for, I believe it was in July the 25th. But 30 minutes into the episode, he postponed the wedding again. Poor thing. She was crying to her mom, blah, blah, blah. She's like, what am I going to tell the people that I told that I'm engaged and all this stuff, and my wedding is on this day, and blah, blah. Well, she is engaged, but there's just no date for the wedding. And her mom came and tried to console her and everything. I felt bad for her. She was crying, but honey, you shouldn't be on this show. She should not be on this show. All she's doing is exploiting herself and embarrassing herself, because this man does not want to marry you. He wants to play the field, and he is hot. Like, he is sexy, and I know that he's getting all types of pussy. He's pushy. You hear me? He's getting Asian pussy. He's getting Mexican pussy. He's getting black pussy.
Well, when it's Kelly, it's pushy, because a lot of guys done pushy up in that.
Gigi, watch it. Don't come for my girl Kelly. Love Kelly. So, poor girl, but girl, when you have a hot man like that, it is tough to tie that one down. So, good luck to you, Ashley.
It's been tied down before us, though.
Oh my god, she thought a baby was gonna tie this man down, but it didn't happen.
Oh my god, that girl, like, you know what, I don't feel sorry for her. It took you 11 years, and you're really starting to figure out now that he doesn't want to be marrying you? Like, come on now, bitch.
Yeah, it's tough.
Next.
Swallowed some babies. But...
So let's move on to the drama of the episode. This was really good. So Kelly's husband, her soon-to-be husband, is, I guess he was having his last game, because one of his last games, this is his last season, because he's retiring this year from the league. So Kelly had all these tickets, so she's like, you know what, I'm going to invite the girls to all come, and they're going to go to this little suite at the arena, and they're all going to have dinner, and, just have a reason to get the girls together and familiarize, Natalie, which was the woman from the last episode who's like, hockey players are all cheaters. Her and her cousin came. She invited her and her cousin. At first, she was very hesitant in inviting these two girls. But then she's like, you know what? I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm just going to invite them. So,
why do they keep inviting these two?
Because it's a reality show. You sign a contract that you have to be in the room together with them. If you don't show up in a room with them, you get fined. So they don't pay you the full amount that they promised you. So,
damn. I didn't know that.
What?
Yeah, that's how reality shows work. That's why they always get these catty women in the same room, because you sign a contract that you will film with these people. If you choose not to film with them, they will deduct the pay from your checks. So Kelly is doing these motherfucking seats because Kelly wants them chingle, baby. She don't play no games with that. So I digress. They go on to Kelly sets up the event. Beautiful arena. It's very nice. It's the hockey rink. There's a lot of people there. So she comes in. She's showing the girls, oh, this is so-and-so. This is this, that. And she's walking. Mind you, she came into the building like the queen of the damn. Like, everybody, they had a red carpet rolled out for her. I was like, what the fuck? It's a fucking hockey game.
Rolled out before.
They were doing the absolute most. So Kelly walks in, they give her a jersey, and she walks in with a couple of the girls. She came in with the girl with the mermaid hair, the black girl with the mermaid hair, which I actually like her. I like her. She has common sense.
Oh, I find her annoying.
Really? I don't know. Maybe you need to watch another episode. I'm not going to tell you. Whatever.
Oh, God, I'm not wasting my time.
No, but she has common sense, because some of these girls were doing the most, and she was, like, really level-headed. So, it was her, the pregnant girl, and Ashley. They all showed up together with Kelly, so they came in and watched Kelly get... she came in, everybody's coming up to her because they all know that she's getting married to this dude. So whatever, they go up, so they're sitting down having dinner, and they're like, where are the other two girls? Like, where are they? This is rude, blah, 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 blah. So, they're sitting down eating, whatever, and Kelly's just like, oh, whatever, I invited them. If they don't show up, they don't show up. That's their problem. Whatever. But I could tell Kelly was a little bothered by it. She was kind of getting a little aggravated. So the girls finally show up. They showed up an hour late, and the girls were like halfway through dinner. When the girls showed up, Ashley was leaving because she had a prior engagement. So Ashley gets up and she leaves. So the girls come, they're sitting down, and they're just being so shady, the two cousins. They're not talking. They're whispering to each other, oh, this is boring. Why are we here? This is so whack. who wants shots? Let's have shots.
What?
Yeah, and Kelly's like, Kelly is just giving them the death stare the whole time. So Kelly tries to engage in conversation with them. Kelly's like, "Oh, do you guys want to do this?" The guy's like, "No, no, no." And then a mascot walks by. So Kelly's like kind of getting over it. So they see the mascot. They're like the two cousins. They're like, "Oh my god, the mascot! Let's go play with the mascot. We'll have fun." So the girls go. They tackle down the mascot onto the floor. They get on top of the mascot. They start riding the mascot in front of everybody in this fine dining place. Like,
wait, they rode the mascot?
They rode the mascot.
Oh, they learned that from Kelly. Oh my god, they learned that from Kelly.
Kelly was so embarrassed in her confessionals. She was reading them for days. She's like, "Oh my god, I bring these two bitches to my fucking event. They reflect me and my man. They're here. They're gonna roll in with a bunch of hoes."
What?
So regardless,
why she tripping? Not much to reflect there, Kelly.
So regardless, Kelly goes. So Kelly's like, they finish up dinner and then they move into the other room so they can watch the game. So they go into the room to watch the game, and the girls are like, "Shots, let's have shots." And Kelly's over at this point, so she calls out the girls and she's like, "This is not a party." She's like, "You're here for an event," and blah blah blah. So the girls just looking at Kelly, giving her dirty look or whatever. Like she kept rolling her eyes the whole time. Kelly was telling her. So then Kelly just blew up on her. Kelly's like, "If you didn't want to be here, you didn't have to be here. So why are you here?" And the girl's like, "You know what? We'll leave. We're gonna leave. We're gonna get out of here." Kelly's like, "Are you gonna leave?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna leave." So they get up and the girl starts walking away. And Kelly's like, "Bye, bye, bye." Like mad at shit with them.
Wait, she was yelling bye at them? That's the same thing the guys told her when she got done sucking their dicks. That's so cute. It's a full circle. It's beautiful.
Oh, Gigi.
Gigi, somebody needs to put Gigi back in the cage because this girl is going ham. So, the girls leave the room. So Kelly is all like up in arms. She's like, "Oh, those fucking bitches are so disrespectful. This is not a fucking club. I'm here to support my man. I invited them to come over here and support my man. Whatever they do here reflects on me. They're over here riding fucking mascots, and they're over here doing all this bullshit, and then they want to be mean to me." And then Kelly, she went into a tangent about, "When I was in WWE, I started WWE when I was 19 years old, and all the girls were mean to me." She's like, "Every last one of them. None of them liked me." She's like, "But I walked in there, I knew that I needed to respect these women and blah blah blah. I knew how to fit my way in through this business." And she's like, "And these bitches are coming into this hierarchy and how it's done over here with the wax thing, and she read them for days though." Like she's very feisty, and I really love the honesty in Kelly. I really, really do. But
yeah, I'll like the honesty when you see how many dicks she sucked. Okay.
Well, and then the rest of the episode, Kelly was only in the beginning of the episode, and then it went on to the rest of the ratchet bitches. I don't got time for it. The other girl thinks she's pregnant. The one that her man left her in the club in Vegas, she thinks she's pregnant.
That one.
The Natalie girl, she had like a body image problem. Like they set up for a nude photo shoot. The three girls, the two cousins, and the model chick. She set up a nude photo for them. One of the girls didn't want to pose because they felt like they were too fat to pose and stuff like that. And the guys were like, "Well, you guys are Instagram models." And she was like, "Yeah, but on Instagram we see ourselves when we take pictures and blah blah blah." They didn't want to be naked. All nonsense. But anyways, Kelly has an interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin on Podcast One, the Steve Austin show, and it was a good interview. Did you guys get a chance to listen to it?
I didn't get a chance.
I wasted my time.
It was a fun interview. Stone Cold told her that she was one of his favorite divas because she was the only diva to actually get over as a babyface and stay a babyface. But it's the truth. She was a good babyface. Her whole career, she went through it as a babyface, and she was on top.
Babies in your throat.
Well, she had an interview, and then she also talked about how the divas back then shaded her because she was the youngest one. But she was like, "I'm just gonna stick around until they all leave, and then I could have my moment." And that's what she basically did. So she said she had her moment, and then she left. Yeah, she said straight up, "I like Kelly. She's real." She said it straight up. She's like, "I had my moment, I had my run." And he's like, "So why did you leave?" He's like, "Why did you think it was time to hang up the boots?" And she's like, "Well, she's like, the traveling got tough." And she's like, "And I grew up on the road. I didn't really have time to actually go out and have fun. And she's like, it was always work, work, work. And then she's like, and then I met my fiance, and he was in the league. And she's like, and I knew he was finishing up, and I knew that he wanted me to be home. And she's like, and I wanted to be home. She's like, I was so tired of the traveling. She's like, it got to me, so I decided to leave after my first title reign. And Austin was like, you're only 27. You could have still been in there killing shit. And she's like, yeah, but I feel like I still got one more run in me. So Kelly put it out there that she would be interested in coming back soon. Like, not to come back full time, but, you know, if they find something right for her and it fits her schedule, that she has a very open mind in coming back to mix it up again, because she said that she only had...
Let me translate what Kelly really said. She's like, because I got in there and I sucked a lot of dicks, right? And then all the dicks found out that I sucked each other's dicks, so they started making fun of me, right? So then I decided I had to leave because my fiance found me, and he's the only guy that would wife me up because he didn't know I sucked so many dicks. And now he's like with me, and he's like, well, fuck it, I'm here, so we're getting married now. And I would go back there because they have NXT now, and there's new dicks to suck. That's what she meant to say. I got it.
You are so mad.
Gigi, throw her in the
Gigi doesn't like Kelly.
I just translated what she said.
Why don't you like her, Gigi? Please, delegate.
Because she, like, exposed the business. I have friends that never even watch wrestling in their life, and they saw a Kelly match. They're like, she can't wrestle. Like, girl. Like, and then no, I just can't with Kelly. She was so bad, and it took her so long. And they're like, oh, she was over. She was a great baby face. Like, yes, she was, but when it got time to be in the ring, it wasn't all that goddamn great. So I don't see how she was, like, this most over baby face just because she was really, really pretty and gorgeous and didn't really do much for me. And then we find out that she was running through the locker room like you couldn't run the fucking ropes. Like, what, Kelly? I don't understand.
Well, she also talked about how she liked being a babyface, though. She said that she liked to try to make people feel bad for her. And I think she did do a good job as an underdog, like when she had the whole Diva of Doom storyline. And a lot of people give Beth that credit, but I feel like Kelly held her own. That's when I grew a little bit of respect for her, because I'm not saying she's the best diva. Another interesting thing that she said, but let me finish this. She never said that she was the best diva. She never went on to say that. But Stone Cold told her, you are a great babyface. He's like, you came in as a babyface, and you went out as a babyface. And her stock never dropped. And that's the truth. People loved her. She was relatable. She's like the American girl. Everybody thinks she's beautiful, she's pretty, she's nice. She had that big, beautiful smile, and it was easy for her. So Stone Cold asked her, he's like, who did you look up to? He's like, who was the divas that inspired you? And she's like, well, I love Trish. She's like, everybody loves Trish. And she's like, but I really looked up to Tori Wilson. I found that interesting because I always compared her to Tori Wilson. And she's like,
me too.
She's like, that's who I looked up to. She's like, that's who I try to pattern my career after. She's like, I took a little bit from Trish. I took a little bit from this and that. She's like, but Tori Wilson overall, she's like, she's one of my favorites. And she's like, I've always been a wrestling fan. She said that she's been a wrestling fan her whole life. And she started doing gymnastics at like 8 years old. And actually, I think she said 3 years old because her uncle started a studio. And she said she started doing all that. She got physical. And she said, and then when she got into modeling, and then that's when WWE contacted her and signed her up with Alicia Fox. And then she said that when they called her, she's like, oh, hell yeah, I love WWE. I used to watch it all the time. She loved Stone Cold. She was on the show telling Stone Cold that he was her favorite wrestler. It was just interesting. And if all the Kelly fans out there, even if you don't necessarily like Kelly, I would suggest you go listen to it because it's just another outlook on another diva that's lived that life on the road. So it's nice to hear her story. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I don't judge them all like Miss Gigi over here.
I'll just take your word for it, James, that it was a good interview. You did good going over in the summary. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll actually listen to it, though. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Kelly either, like Gigi. Maybe not as shady as Gigi with her, but I just didn't like her ring work. I thought it was really sloppy, and I thought overall on the mic, she was horrible as well, too. She was just over baby face because she was beautiful and fans just like loved her to death. She was kind of the modern day Trish in a sense with that bright blonde hair. You know what I mean? So it's like to see her come back now, honestly, I don't think she's really worth WWE's time to have like a part-time schedule. Sorry, no shade, but it's like you're not a Trisha or you're not a Lita, and so right now with this Diva Revolution and the Divas kicking ass in the ring, I just feel like she wouldn't really mesh well with the rest of them. But I mean, it would be cool to see her come back as a heel or something with all her feistiness now on her Ratchet Wag show. So it's like, I don't know, maybe. She
put over the NXT girls big time. She's like that she loves the NXT girls. She still watches the product, and she loves Charlotte, and she thinks it's cool that Charlotte Charlotte came from the same world as her, the gymnastics and all that stuff. So she thinks it's cool that Charlotte's incorporating all this stuff. So and then she told a funny story about her husband. I thought this story was cute. She said that it was in 1990, I think it was 96, I believe, or 99. I think it was 99. She said it was 1999, and because her husband played hockey for 22 years. And he's a little older. I thought he was a little younger, but he's basically up there. I think he's like 37 years old, I believe. So,
how old's Kelly?
Kelly's 27 years old.
Oh, okay. So a little bit of age difference.
Yeah, so she was talking about how her... Oh, Gigi got disconnected.
She said we discussed Kelly for too long.
Let me try to get Gigi back in here, and then I'll digress my quick little story, because this was a cute story. I thought it was so funny. Where is she? Morissette. What? She's not on this. She's not on my list anymore. YouTube. Oh, here she is. I was about to be like, Skype is over, her and her shit. So I digress. Kelly, she told a funny little story about in 1999. She'll come back in on her own time, I guess.
We'll get her on.
Yeah. So she was on. Oh, here she is. Gigi, you back? You good? You straight?
Yep.
All right. So Kelly, in 1999, her fiance was at an arena where Stone Cold was. So you know how the WWE, they travel everywhere. So Stone Cold just so happened to be at the arena where her husband was playing a game. So whatever. Stone Cold had 2 beers in his hand. So the publicist walked over to Stone Cold, and he had Shelton, which is Kelly's fiance, and another player with him. And they were like, oh, they want to take a picture with you, Austin, blah, blah, blah. And Stone Cold had 2 beers in his hands. So the publicist asked Stone Cold, and this is not Stone Cold's publicist, this is Shelton's publicist. He was like, oh, would it be alright if you give them a can of beer so they could take a picture with you? He's like, I'm not giving them my motherfucking beer. Kelly was dying laughing when she saw this. So she's like, yeah, my husband told me that he wanted me to tell you that story that he met you in 1999 and you told him that you're not giving him his fucking beer. I thought that was so funny. And Stone Cold was dying laughing. He's like, oh, in 1999, that was a different time for me, Kelly. That was a different time for me. He's like, oh, tell your husband I said I'm sorry and I'll send him a case of beer or whatever. But it was like a cute little story. It was a good interview. So I suggest, if you're a wrestling fan, if you're a Divas fan, and you want to hear the road life from a top babyface diva, as much as these 2 bitches are shading her, but she was a top babyface diva. If you want to hear about her time on the road, go listen to the freaking podcast. It's a good listen.
I wasn't giving Kelly,
you know what,
that much shit.
No, Gigi was, but her interview was way more entertaining than Melina's interview. Melina was not saying shit.
Oh,
she didn't
Melina
give
was
a
dry.
shit. So dry. Kelly was bubbly. She was fun, full of personality, telling you little stories like the one with her husband, like funny things, talking about the Miz and Maryse. She talked about the Miz and Maryse, how they're all good friends, and the Miz and Maryse come over to her house and hang out. She told like so many good little stories, so it was entertaining. Like, I can't say that it was boring. Like, Melina's was just so
I need her to tell some of those bed stories, and I'll stop shading.
You want to hear about how she rode Randy Orton?
Yes, and Dolph Ziggler and Justin Gabriel. If she gives that tea, then I'll fuck with Kelly on the top level. But right now, I'm not.
No, she ain't giving that tea. That girl's married to be engaged. Gigi, she was young. She grew up on the road. That's what you gotta understand. She's your age. You're about to start fucking old Tom, Dick, and Harry. We won't know who they are because she's starting off.
James, you try.
I gotta be real, because Gigi, you're getting into your prime girlfriend. You just graduated high school. You're 18 years old, girl. It's just begun. So you better watch out, bitch. And I got my eye on you. I'm gonna keep
Get
you
your
in
Kelly
check.
Kelly on, girl.
I'm gonna keep Gigi in check because she ain't gonna go down that Kelly route that she swears that's a mess.
All I know is that no guy's gonna follow an account of me that's dumb Kelly. Oh, that's all I know.
No, Lord.
And if it does happen, no one's gonna clock my IT on radio shows. That's all I know. My shit's gonna be discreet. Kelly's pussy stories are all out there to read. I'm just saying, kissing married men and shit. I'm just saying.
Well, that was Kelly, you guys. So do what.
Well, that's her segment for the show. Yeah. I think we spent a little too much time on her. Let's move on to.
Time on her, but I mean.
Do you have any more shade to give out, Gigi, before we move on to Tough Enough to give out?
No, because we got WAG next week, so No, I got to keep them in the chamber. We got Wags going on until the shit get canceled. So.
All right, well, let's move on to Tough Enough then, which was rather disappointing. It was the season finale, and it didn't even get over 1 million views or something, so it did really bad.
Shocking.
Anyway, yeah, shocking. So the final show, it was the live matches between all the final four. They were have their match with the Divas with Alicia Fox, and then the guys with Cesaro. So Amanda was out first. She came out as Mandy Rose was her gimmick. So she came out dressing like Trish Stratus from Taboo Tuesday 2005 in her black and green lingerie. Looking cute, though. Like, she looked presentable. So anyway, she came out, and she's just, like, waving around, pulling a Kelly, pretty much. Just kind of standing there looking pretty. And then she was, like, they had to do a promo in front of the crowd. So she's talking about how everybody loves her and all this and that. And I don't know, like, she didn't really do that well of a promo. Alicia Fox comes out. They have a pretty decent match. Well, wait, who am I kidding? It wasn't decent. It was rather sloppy. But for Amanda, comparable to what was coming up next, she did all right. Like, they started out, Fox just went up and slapped her in the face, and so she sold that pretty well. She gave her another slap. There was some really, like, iffy, like, footwork with Amanda, but she did a nice little sunset flip, did a little roll through. She hit her, like, finisher, whatever the little Stratusfaction of the corner. Looked good, and then Fox ended up hitting her, I think it was with the axe kick, I'm pretty sure, and she sold it better than some of our divas. So I was like, okay, girl, like, good for you. So anyway, they, like, afterwards she got out looking a little haggard, and all the judges were, like, telling her how well she did, blah, blah, blah. So they move on to Sarah Lee. So Sarah Lee comes out. Her ring name is Hope, because she's from Hope, Michigan.
Oh, I thought you said ho. I was about to die.
It's just could have been, but Hope from Hope, Michigan. She's just a small town little lumberjack girl. She ended up wearing this skanky little red little plaid like lumberjill top. So she had that, and she had these little jean shorts trying to come for your girl Gigi AJ. So I was like, oh, not having that. Anyway, and these just weird shoes. So her entrance, like, she didn't even do anything. She just like walked from the stage into the ring. Didn't even like pose for the judges or anything. So it's like, oh, okay. So she gets in the ring. She's like, oh, everybody's known me for years, or not for years. Seems like for years. She's like, everybody's been bothering me this whole competition, but I have the fight and determination, blah, blah, blah. So Fox is in there. They have a little brawl. She didn't do good at all. Like, she was just really sloppy. Like, overall, the whole thing. She botched the ending. It was just really bad. And then everybody agreed on that. So that wasn't good. Then they went on to the guys. CZ came out, he had like this little crazy alligator head on top of his head when he came out. Paige wasn't having it. She said, yeah, you lost votes from PETA on this one. So anyway, he was there. He like paraded to the crowd. He did okay. And then Cesaro came out. They had a kind of a like, he wasn't bad, CZ. I will give him that. Like, he was out of breath by the end of the 5 minutes, but he kind of bumped well. He took some moves. He like got the crowd invested. Cesaro put him away with a crossface, just like yanking it back on him. So he tapped out. Yeti was up. He looked kind of a mess, but it looked like he was just going to bed because he was just wearing gray boxers, like super tiny gray boxers, James. So you should probably go and just watch it for that, because you can see everything in all the right places. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, he has a decent match with Cesaro. He looks like a superstar in the ring. Like, he's got the size, he's got the endurance, and he was moving well. His gimmick was horrible, or sorry, not his gimmick. His promo in the beginning was just really bad. Like, he was like talking like you know what I'm saying, like kind of like rapping and stuff like this. I was like, what are you doing, Yeti? But anyway, long story short, comes down to the end. So the crowd's voting, blah blah blah, and then they're like, the winner for your next WWE Diva is Sarah Lee. And so Sarah wins. Amanda's like devastated. She's like, well, fuck, great. So anyway, Sarah's all happy. The crowd's kind of like just very kind of like, oh, damn. Anyway, and then Josh was ending up being the winner as well, so that was okay. So regardless of that, let's go into the real tea, because Tough Enough didn't really give too much away. We go onto the WWE network and we go to Tough Talk. So this is where all the judges are there, all of the coaches are there. Renee Young's on stage. Chris Jericho, Brian Saxon are just upstage, just kind of like they're all just like in a circle, just talking with each other. So it was really cool. The cameras camera's following them, so they ask, like, Sarah Lee, she's like, oh, are you happy that you won, blah, 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 like, what does this mean to you, what's your goals in the next year, blah, 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 now that you're signed, and she's like, this is a dream come true, and my goal is to become a WWE diva, and then everybody just kind of, like, pauses, they're like, well, what do you mean, like, you already are a WWE diva, like, you just won the fucking contract, and if you think you're gonna become a diva in a year, honey, like, you need to, like, that's not the case. So everybody started shading her really badly. Amanda, they asked her to come up, so like, how do you feel about this? She's like, obviously, I feel like I should have won. Like, I'm better than her. I feel like I'm better than her in every single way in this competition. I showed that I could be a character. I had better wrestling skills. I have a better look than her. And she said, and she also was like, I just have, like, a better knowing of the business as well. So I think it was a little, like, ring rat shade. But anyway, so they asked, like, the coaches. Paige is like, I wanted Amanda to win. Like, no, I don't no, Sarah Lee shouldn't have won this, blah, blah. And now that you did win, you have to get in the ring with me, sweetheart, so you better bring it on. And Sarah Lee's smiling, shaking her contract. She's like, oh, yeah, I'll be there. So, like, she didn't really seem to take it too seriously. They ask Lita. Lita puts it in perspective. She's like, at the end of the day, like, just looking at overall, Amanda has everything that you don't really have right now. And yeah, that's just my pick. Billy Gunn was hilarious. Gigi, did you see Billy Gunn? Like, did you hear what he had to say?
He was everyone was shading Sarah so goddamn hard. The show was falling apart. People were falling off stage. And Billy
yes, give me some of this shade too, because I could go on. But like, what was some of the people that you were like, oh damn, did you just say that?
Well, okay, with Booker, whenever like he came over to her, this guy he didn't want to like hug the bitch. He's like, well, you won, and yes, Amanda was better, but you won. And then fucking Billy, he's all like, you still don't have your feet under you. I don't understand. Like, Billy looked really fucking shocked. And how you said with Lita when she was all like, when Miz was like, you think you're going to be ready in a year? And like, if you watch their faces, like when they're just talking to fucking Sarah and you just see everyone in the background, they're not even paying attention to the bitch. They're just like talking like, oh girl, where you going for dinner? Oh, Lita, I like them shoes. Oh, Chris, your hair looks great. Like, they're not even giving a fuck about what this bitch is saying. It was so fucking hilarious.
I mean, who gives a shit about the whole show, period? Like, I watched the season finale, and they all did terrible. Every last one of them. If you go back and compare the season finales of the previous seasons, and when they had their final matches, it's like night and motherfucking day. Sarah Lee, hot mess. Amanda, hot mess. Fucking ZZ came out looking like a fucking blimp. I was over it. He looked like a statue just twirling on a stage. It was a mess. And then the only thing the Yeti had going for him is those tight little shorts. That's it.
Yeah,
his promo was terrible. His ring work was terrible. I'm like, why are you going to showcase them wrestling for the season finale and have us base that when they haven't wrestled once throughout this whole fucking show? It was a hot-ass mess. You guys didn't focus anything on the wrestling, so why are you going to make people pick the winner with them wrestling? They can't wrestle. You guys didn't train them properly, or didn't even show it on TV. From what you guys showed on TV and what they gave us on the season finale, it was pure trash. It was just spot after spot after spot. Compared to the previous stuff-and-ups, a fucking mess. And you know what? Honestly, I don't give a shit who won. I really don't care. I was watching. I voted for Amanda because she's bearable, but Amanda shouldn't have won. She shouldn't have even been in the finals. Like, let's keep it real. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, she shouldn't have even been there, both of them. So the show is all just a fucking hot mess. And I could tell, like, Lita, and fucking Jericho. And then Jericho, at the end of the show, he wanted to be like, oh, in my opinion, these were the best people. I was like, who is feeding him these lines? Vince McMahon is probably in his ear. And I was like, I was over it. I was like, if Jericho, you really think that these people were the ones that should be in the final, then your whole 25 years in this fucking business should be evaluated, because I want to know what the fuck did you do those 25 years to think that this is what's going to give us the future with good potential new wrestlers, because I didn't see any of that with any of them. Josh is just hot and he has a good size. That's it. He couldn't even talk in the ring. He's been there for fucking 10 weeks and he wants to come out on the mic like, yo, you know, like what? I was like, what the fuck? The only thing I liked out of that whole fucking show was his fucking underwears and the Game of Thrones theme song remix that he came out with. That was it. Other than that, the show was a crooked mess, and I'm glad that it's done and off air, and I don't have to talk about this shit ever again. I'm so glad. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I think it was rather a flop, this whole entire season. Really, like, I do agree with you. The finals, honestly, if this was how the show and wrestling fans were actually voting and actually taking their votes for it, it should have been Gigi and Chelsea in the finals, honestly. Like, those two girls to kind of compete for it, I think we would have seen a better showing from the girls.
Or Daria.
Tana and
Even,
Patrick.
or Daria, too, yeah.
And Tana and Patrick for the guys.
Yeah, I agree.
I think. Other than
And then, I loved when Triple H shaded Z's and he was all like, I see how you tried to create one ad with, like, shaving your stomach hair. That shit fucking had me dying. Just came in real quick with it.
Did they bring up the Burger King gate?
Yeah, Triple H brought that up. He was like, you know what, like, we've seen the photos of you, and if you're going to Burger King, this is a lifestyle, you can't go there, and just kind of, like, chirped him out, and the crowd was like, every time they hear the word Burger King, they're like, ooh.
I know, like, it's the biggest deal. But you know what, if you're in that world, like, Eva Marie, she had a little endorsement with the chicken fries, or whatever the hell they're called, fried chicken, I don't know. Anyways, you know, you taste it. You don't eat it, you fucking dumbass. Like, if you're gonna go to a fucking burger, if you're gonna have a burger in this lifestyle, you eat the meat. You don't eat the bread. You don't eat the fries. That's it. Like, he has no stability. And I'm so glad that he didn't fucking win. And he got squashed in the votes. I'm like, finally. Fucking, but they didn't catch it for the other bitch. But, like I said, none of them were worthy. Are they really worth $250,000? Really?
Oh, God, no.
Sarah's worth about $10,000, and then I'm giving Josh about $25,000 just because he got his bodies together.
You know what? I'm so mad that they're gonna go and give $250,000 to these people that know nothing about the fucking business, fucking can't even wrestle for shit, Sarah, and then people like us who can give them quality storylines. You know, build up characters, make money for your motherfucking. Give TPP the fucking $250,000, bitch, and you'll see what we'll do to your company. You're gonna go give it to some fucking bitch who told us that she's coming out as Sarah because that's her God-given name. I'm coming out as Sarah. No, that's my name. No, I'm coming out as Sarah. Don't even know what a ring name is. She knows what a ring rat is, but she don't know what a ring name is. Like, she's such a mess. And I hope you listeners vote this fucking bitch into the river because I want to drown her low. I want her to be floating by. Oh my God. She needs a good wash.
We need to figure out what section she gonna be in though. We have to make up a new section like the irrelevant.
She needs to be off by the rocks, kid. Like, seriously. With all the you know where all the garbage junks up in the river? That's where Sarah will be. Right
like
there.
The things that hold the 6-packs for soda, a couple plastic bags.
Yeah. She'll be over there with the barnacles and the soda fucking caps and the fucking bitch. I'm over
well,
it.
you can tell who TPP voted for to go into the river.
I know, right?
And Sarah's fucking outfit too. I just couldn't.
I couldn't with that outfit. I was like, really? I wanted to be flannel and I wanted to be this because I'm Hope. I'm from the city of Hope. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, bitch, you're hopeless. That's what you are. You're not going to amount to nothing. You're not going to amount to nothing in this fucking business. And you know what's the crazy, crazy, crazy thing? Is when Tough Enough first started, Sarah Lee was the first one I seen out of all those videos that they sent in. And you know what I told? Remember, I don't know if you guys remember, I said, she's going to win this show. I was like, because she has an edgy look and she's the underdog. I always knew, I had a fucking feeling, because I know people go with that sympathy bullshit, and I can't take it.
I even remember that too when we started doing the show on when all the contestants were out. You're like, you know what? I haven't seen any of their videos. The only one I seen was that Sarah girl randomly, and she's the one that won it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like,
I had a feeling because they go with that. Oh, she's a country girl. Oh, she's a loner. Blah 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 blah. Even though her tea was spilt for the world, but like they didn't give a fuck. They still voted for her. It kind of reminded me of that American Idol website, Vote for the Worst, and I feel like they really went that way. Like I saw, like, you know, the Brock Lesnar guy, the fan Brock Lesnar guy. He's always at WWE shows and blah blah blah. He was like a big Sarah Lee stan. He's like voting for her. I'm like, you're a fucking wrestling fan and you're voting for this trash. I was like, why are people doing this just for attention? I feel like it was just for attention. So over it.
You know what? Maybe there was like the listener or like the viewers and stuff like that were probably like, hey, how about we all just fuck WWE over and see that this girl isn't really good and that and then let's see if she could go into the business and just like fuck it up for it, because that's what it seems like. Like if you're a viewer of the show, especially like Amanda even brought up the ring rat comment at the very beginning of the show when they were back at the barracks, because I was waiting for that. I was hoping that they would address it, and she was like, "So like, aren't you worried about now that your public life is out there now and everything's out and everybody knows about you?" And she was just like so quiet, and then she would like pan out to her confessional. She's like, "She's just trying to get in my head. She's just trying to get me off my game, but it's not gonna work." And I'm like, okay, bitch. Like, she wasn't denying it. She wasn't like she knew she was caught with it. So I wish the listeners would have like picked up on that, but no.
You know why she was happy she got that contract? Because now WWE is going to accommodate her. She's going to be living there in the other performance center. She'll be sucking all the dick she wants all day, all night. So she's good. She's good. So there you go, bitch, WWE. You just fucking wasted your money. But yeah, you guys want to go take shit and have a fucking budget and take away Fandango's little statue because you guys want to give $250,000 to some bitch like that. They should have kept that statue instead of this fucking little bitch.
Do you think she's going to be here in a year?
No, I think she's going to be dropped.
Yeah. I do too.
They're never successful. Look at the track rate of Tough Enough. I think the Yeti will be successful, and I think they're gonna sign one of the divas that got dropped early in the season, and they'll probably be successful. The winner never be successful. And if
you know what, she's gonna be like one of those like Diva Search girls. Like remember like Rebecca or like Amy or like all of those just random irrelevant ones that were on TV for a couple weeks. I think she's gonna like. Well, not even, hopefully she won't ever see the light of day on TV. But I mean, like, I think she'll just be kind of around there, like, on the page for, like, the roster. And they're going to be like, Sarah Lee, like, who is this? Like, who is this, like, fan page?
What's the next topic?
Over Tough Enough. So anyway, we have Josh and Sarah Lee, and that is the WWE Universe's problem. So there you go. You fucking shot yourself in the foot, WWE. You know what? At the end of it, I'm sorry. You rig everything else. Why couldn't you rig the boat? Like, if every
shit, I really think they did.
Like, honestly, though, I'm just so confused. Like, if everybody, even Triple H was saying, he's like, hey, my kids see something in you, but I don't really see anything in you. Like, if it came down to it and all of the coaches, everybody wanted Amanda to win, why the fuck didn't WWE just rig it and have, like, Amanda win instead? Like, I was so mad about that. They do that with everything else. Just drove me nuts.
The only reason that Triple H's kids saw something in her is because she looks like a little ass boy, that's why. And I can say that because I'm a skinny bitch, too, and Sarah, you're making it hard for skinny bitches. You and Miley Cyrus, bitch.
I don't know. I was just over it. So anyway, yeah, listeners, go down in the description there and then just go vote for Sarah Lee if you want her in. If you want to have X-Pac in there or that old bitch, I mean, you could throw them in there too if you want. But you know that
TPP's... You have to Google breakup Hammer Valentine. It's okay. We had to Google him too.
Oh yeah, I did too before I put the poll together. I didn't know how to spell his name.
Can we tell them what he did, the reason why he's there? Some people probably don't know why.
Oh yeah, Gigi, do you want to let everybody know?
Let me get this to you right quick. So this dumb motherfucker, he says that, this is his exact words, girl wrestling is not a good draw. The women should just be out there to like shake their asses and not do anything else. In his promotion, he will not have girl wrestling because women need to be like, he's pretty much just thinking that women need to like cook and just be sexy and walk around and shit and not do anything else. So he thought that the NXT takeover thing, like the women weren't the best and it was a waste.
Yeah, he's just a sexist pig. So if you guys want to, he is just, you can throw him in the river too and I'd be fine with that. So you guys got
and then we have X-Pac too for his crazy shadiness and lies and everything about China. Going in on Roddy Piper's funeral and fucking everything up there. So he's an option too.
Why do they still have him around and he causes all this drama?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh
Triple H's friends. Triple H is sucking his own dick with all these like click specials on the network. Like I fucking can't. Like no one cares about the click.
I'm not watching that shit.
Wait, no one. They weren't even a real faction. It was a few fucking guys.
You know what I'm watching? I watched Swerve the other day on network, and that little boy. That little boy called Rosa Mendez a skank.
Yeah, Daddy, is this the skank?
She's like skunk. She's like, you're calling me a skunk? He's like, she's like, I'm not a skank. And he goes, well, you act like one. No, she's like, don't call me a skank. And he's like, well, then don't act like one. Oh, that kid was on a roll. I love that little boy. He was hilarious. You know, Swerve, I never really, watched it, but After watching that episode, I fucking love that show, and I can't believe they're canceling it.
Oh, it's hilarious. Go back and watch all the other ones.
There's
It's
no
really
way
Yeah,
they
they're
can.
so funny. That
There's
boy's
no
on there
way.
again, fucking with Naomi. It's hilarious.
They fucked with Naomi too.
Oh, yeah, really
Yeah,
bad.
like the dad
Oh,
is
don't
all
spoil
hitting
it!
on
Don't spoil
Naomi.
it!
It's
Don't
like,
spoil
go
it!
ahead and get her, dad.
Don't spoil it. I gotta watch this. I loved Cameron and Eva Marie when Eva came up to her and threw the tarantula on her, and she fucking ran away. Did you guys see that when she hid in the bathroom? She's like, "I'm gonna
That
beat
was
your
so.
ass." She's in the bathroom. She tells Eva, "I'm gonna beat your ass, bitch." I
Eva's like, come out to play.
She's like, "I'm gonna beat
And I
your
watched the
ass."
last episode, bro. So that shit was hilarious. The bitch didn't even get it. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I know. She didn't even realize she was swerved.
No, it's funny though, because she was like, props to Rosa though. She was not having it. She was just like, "I'm done." She's like, "You come here. I'm gonna take you to the superstars to fucking straighten him out." So I was like, "Yes, Rosa."
She's like, no, not you. You stay
She's
here.
like, "You stay here." She's like, "You're disgusting." I was like, "Yo, look at Rosa putting that thing," because they really came for Rosa though, and it was funny though. He's like, "Is this the skank?" Rosa was like, "What? Like, excuse me?" I would love that kid to call Cameron the skank. Oh, that would have been everything. Cameron would have went off.
Or Sasha Skank, even.
I know. They would have fucking lit him a new one.
That was hilarious. Yeah, swerved. I love that show, and it's really sad to see them go. But let's,
especially when they got Dolph on there looking all sexy.
I know, and I love how he's like kind of the host of it all. But anyway, let's move on to our next topic, and that is NXT. So this past episode of NXT, they were still in Brooklyn. It was the matches that they taped. It was like during the pre-show or after the show. I'm not exactly sure when they were taped, but anyway, it was still in the Brooklyn crowd, the Brooklyn atmosphere. It was awesome. The Divas got a lot of exposure on this show. And, yeah, so which match do you guys want to start with first? I guess we can kind of talk about Eva and Carmella. So
Yes.
let's talk about that, James, because I know that you've been really impressed with Eva.
Oh my god. It's not only Eva. Like, I'm impressed with Carmella. You know, I just love the chemistry between the two of them. I think it's like, it fits. It's that whole yin and yang thing. Like, Eva can easily be that bitchy heel and Carmella could be that over baby face. Even, like, everything was so good to me. Even the entrances when Carmella was making her way out and Eva's just looking at her with that long face, like, really, bitch? I thought that was so good. Eva showed so much fucking personality in this freaking match. I like when Carmella came into the ring and then Eva tried to run up on her and the referee was holding Eva back. It's like the little things that Eva's finally incorporating in her ring work that is going to make her look like a better wrestler. Even though she's still at the beginning stage and she's still, like, she's finally, like, alright, I know she's not at the beginning stage because she's been with the company for 3 years now, but she's finally being taken seriously as a wrestler. They trained her properly, and she's down with NXT, so now we get to see the growth of Eva Marie because she's properly being trained now. She's working with Sarah Del Rey down there. Come look at Sarah Del Rey is the fucking queen. They need to put her in the fucking Hall of Fame. They need to wash her feet and drink the motherfucking water because she has been doing the absolute most for these divas. Like, it's just mind-blowing. But regardless, like, this match was put together so well, knowing the capability of Eva Marie being a new wrestler, and then to work with somebody as new like Carmella, because Carmella hasn't been doing this for long either. So I was highly impressed at these two rookie divas being fairly entertaining like that. I was getting Jackie Gaeta and Dawn Marie vibes when they were wrestling, because I really loved that feud back in the day, because it got really personal and stuff like that. So I really feel like WWE can go that route with these two. And Eva was just on point. She was hitting her spots, she was selling, she was talking to the crowd, they were booing her, and she's just like spelling soft. She's like SAWFT soft. I like when she was doing that. She's like, how you doing, keeping her that fucking submission hold. I love the moonwalk by Carmella. All her little taunts were so cute. I loved it. I give the match I give it a solid 8. I was entertained. I liked it. It was not like the best technical match, like, obviously, but for what it was good.
Right, I definitely agree with you. Like, I like the little spots that Eva is now incorporating. Even in her entrance at the very beginning, you could see just her confidence.
Yeah.
And it's just it's so refreshing to see her not get distracted or not let the crowd influence her and fuck her up and get her off her game. And that NXT and WWE is finally embracing Eva as a heel. Like, that, I don't understand why they haven't done that in forever, because this girl gets really bad heat, you know what I mean? So, and to have her portrayal as a babyface this entire time has just been questionable. So to have her go up against Carmella, who like you said, is another rookie diva, but I feel like she is really taking control and really
Yeah.
learning quickly. Like, she's so charismatic, and her ring work for being so new is actually really good.
Really good.
I like how she's how she's doing Mickey's little Hurricane Rana out of the corner. I like how she
Oh,
incorporated
Nick, sorry to
that.
cut you off, but did you see the part where, like, she's so innovative, like, when she was throwing Eva Marie to the corner and she put her leg on the top of the turnbuckle and slammed Eva
Oh
Marie's
yeah,
head.
I love that.
I love that move. I love that move. I was like, look at her, innovative. I was like, go Carmella. Love
I
it.
know, like, I love Carmella. I love the moonwalk, too. Like, the
Yeah.
crowd was right into it. She's just great. So, anyway, I really enjoyed the end, and I liked how when Eva got Carmella into her move, like, as soon as she got into that position, the crowd knew what was happening. They just started booing her. But I like it, and I like how she didn't seem fazed by it, and she went through everything, and she's improving. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't the best match I've ever seen, if I start classic or anything, but I mean, for her showing in a big New York crowd like that,
Right.
like, I'm impressed. So congratulations for both of the girls, and I really do believe, like James said, I can see a feud happening between these two, like a little mini feud on NXT. I think that would be great for them, and my idea was to have them feud for a little bit and then have Nia Jax, the new NXT diva they've been having promos for, debut then and squash them both and take them both out,
Yeah.
type of thing. So anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
But Gigi, what did you think of this match?
I thought it was really good. My only issues were like not on either of the girls because it was a good match, but it was like commentary and then Eva's entrance. Like I wish had like at this point they would have something kind of together for her because the Brooklyn stage was absolutely like beautiful. I loved it. I think they should give her like the Batista spotlight just because she's such like a beautiful girl and that can be a part of her gimmick. Like she knows she's so fucking hot, so dim everyone else because they're fucking ugly and put a spotlight on me because like it just looks really kind of like low budget, but then her outfit's fucking on point, so I don't understand. And then I don't like whenever she had Carmella in her rest hold, and then like she's like hitting her and stuff and like messing with her, and then the commentary wants to be like, "What is she saying? Is she speaking English?" Like, no, put over that she's talking shit instead of being like, she's spelling this word wrong that's already spelled wrong or whatever. And then they haven't fucking put a name for her finishing move yet. When she hit the move, they're like, "Oh wow!" I'm like, we fucking said it. The red fucking flag, something red, Red Nation, Red Sea, fucking Eva Marie, give
She calls it the
put
red
a goddamn name
slice.
and not. Oh wow, she hit the move. Like really, y'all?
I think she calls it slice red, something like that. I hate
Yeah,
that
that's
name.
what I read.
Such a bad name. But go on, Gigi, sorry.
Yeah, whatever the name of it, just say the name Corey and whoever the other boy is. Like, y'all need to get that together. But the match overall was really good. I thought Eva did well. Like, when she's, like, hitting her and shit in the ribs. Like, Eva wasn't fucking around with this Brooklyn crowd. Because they really could have, like, ate those two up if they wanted to. But the girls put on a great match, so they couldn't talk shit.
It was good because, like, they actually respected the Divas due to, Sasha and Bailey were out there early and fucking killed it. So, you know what else I was wondering? I was like, damn, the crowd is not tired for being there this long? Because, WWE always gets worried about that. But, like, that crowd was live, and they showed so much love to the Divas this whole thing, even when it came down to the main event later in the show. So I was happy with that crowd. And like Nikki, I'm glad you mentioned that with her having her her best match to date at an arena that big, at an event that huge, and she didn't freeze up. She didn't do she just incorporated everything. She embraced her heel character, and it's like WWE. Like really, this girl is a fucking heel. She looks like a heel. She bleeds heel. It's like make her a motherfucking heel. Stop trying to force her as that baby face. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, and she did well too. Like I said, this was a lot of pressure on her for this match coming back. This was her biggest match yet since she came back from her injury in training and finally getting an opportunity. And for the past 2 years, 3 years, the crowd has hated her, regardless of what fucking Total Divas will try to put out and tell you. But you know what I mean? So it's like, this was her biggest opportunity, and she had the crowd not behind her, telling her you can't wrestle, waiting for her to fuck up. And she didn't. She hit all of her spots. And so it's like, you know what? She deserves praise for it. Like, we've praised her in the past, we've shaded her in the past, but I mean, that night, it was just like, she deserves praise for it. So yeah, I was happy with the match. But let's move on to the second Divas match. Leading up to it, we had promos on each of these Divas, which I love. I love NXT and their promos. It's so good. Even though we've seen some of these promos in the past before, like the Dana one, the Charlotte one. I think I've seen the Becky one too. They were all really good. So we started off with the Emma one. She's just kind of talking about like her transition from her character, and it just really goes to show how dry her character has been. They didn't really have anything to work with.
They really didn't. I was
for
gonna
her
say the
promo,
same.
but I mean,
Oh, sorry, Nick. I was gonna say the same thing. They had nothing to work with because they didn't do anything with her, and her character's so dry.
yeah, I know. Seriously, it was just that was a little disappointing. But what do you think, Gigi?
No, as I say, I like that they did like make the thing that like, oh, she never like really got over on the main roster. Like I thought they were just gonna be like, oh, she got to the main roster and no one liked her and Santino left her. It's like, no, it didn't happen how she wanted to because we fucked up. But we're gonna put that in the promo.
Yeah, I know. It was just a little weird. But anyway, so we go backstage. Devin Taylor is interviewing Becky Lynch and Charlotte about their match later on tonight. And so I forget like what Charlotte said. She said like Dana Brooke wants to be the most dominant diva in WWE. Well, blah blah blah. She has to get through them tonight. And Becky was, what did she say? I think she called her a dog or something like that. Like she made a little pun or something. I don't know. I forget. But in the end, basically, they're like, let the best PCB member win, and we're gonna fucking knock it out of the park tonight. So anyway, they go. Then we go backstage to Emma and Dana. This is one of my favorite promos for the night, the backstage segment. So she was there. Emma was talking, and she was just really like not invested. Like it seemed like she was really over Dana, and just Dana's voice too when they were talking about later on the night. She's like, well, obviously not. They're not gonna win. And Dana's like, obviously, like just her voice, she's so like annoying. I was like, ooh.
I love
Anyway, I did not like her look tonight, but we'll get into that later. Devin Taylor comes in, they ask them about the questions, blah blah blah. Emma throws some shady eyes over at Dana about something. I'm sorry guys, I forget kind of like everything that was talked about in the segment, but in the end they were both kind of battling it out, and then Dana of course gives the pat on the head to Devin before she leaves. So let's get into this match though. So what did you guys think of the match? So I'll start with you, James.
Okay, Emma in the entrance, like she finally showed some fucking personality. So I was like, who is this girl? She came out, she did a little booty chooch, but like I'm not here for the whole little cheerleader like it's morphing time. Like she stuck her arms out and she brings it up. I'm like, no, Emma, it looks so stiff, it looks so awkward. How about you just bring your arms up and then go with the flow and stick the butt out and then look back with the hair flip? That'd be cute. Like, she's so awkward. It's like, I just want to shake her. She's kind of like the Tin Man. You gotta oil her up. It's so like, oh my god. Emma, you're too much of a vet to need all this work, and that's just what frustrates me with her. Is that she's so like good in the ring. It's like, how come you haven't picked up the personality part? Like, what's going on, Emma? Like, what's the real? But anyway, regardless, I thought the match was fun. I love the Becky Lynch suplexes. I like the Bexlex City chance that they gave out. Charlotte was on fire. Like Charlotte's just so demanding and commanding when she's in that ring. Your eyes always go to her. So she was on fucking point. Dana Brooks, she looked cute backstage. I know it was in the chat. I was like, Dana looks hot. Yeah, hey, Dana looks good. And I was telling everybody like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? Because I was actually watching it later than you guys. I haven't seen the match yet, and because I only saw her backstage from like basically the chest up. Her makeup was on point. I loved the makeup. And then when I saw her in that ring, I was like, what? I was squinting. I was like, what the fuck is she wearing? Is that fucking fringe? What is that? Like, I couldn't, I was like, I went right back in the girl, like, these motherfuckers think I'm on some shit. I was like, let me go fix what I said. I was like, I don't want them thinking I'm crazy. But she looked a hot ass mess. But overall, she was a great heel in this match. I love how her and Emma were working together. And then at the end, towards mid match, she went to go kick Emma. The kick was kind of weak. I'll be honest. Like, she ain't the best. I was like, come on, Dana, that kick was weak. And then she went to go kick her with her left leg. I was like, if you're a right-handed, you usually kick with your right leg. So it kind of looked awkward. But regardless, and then she came with the Insiguri. I thought the Insiguri was nice. I think she did it really good. She bumped very well. I'm not going to take that away from her. I didn't like that whole little, when she went to go break up the count with Becky, she kind of like fucked up over there. She kind of didn't know what to do. But, you know, she's still learning. She's still new. So I'm not going to give her too much shit like everybody else, Dana haters. I just can't. But overall, I liked the match. I did not like the finish. I thought the finish was a mess with the Emma sandwich. Like, I feel like there was some miscues, some miscommunication. communication on how to finish the match. I don't understand. Maybe it's on Emma's part. I don't know. Emma, girl, get it together. Like I said, you're too much of a vet to be fucking up like this. You've been wrestling longer than fucking Charlotte, and Charlotte ate you alive out there. And it's crazy and it's sad. It's like, get it to fuck together. But overall, I'm happy that Emma got the win. She deserves the win. But let's see what she does with it. I hope that Dana gets jealous about it and attacks her and gets into a program with Dana Brooks. Maybe them two can battle off who's going to be the number one contender that goes up against Bayley. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm kind of getting, and that's the direction I think they should go, is kind of have Dana and Emma battle against each other, because they had this weird friendship, and they actually had an alliance throughout this Fatal 4-Way, which I liked. I like their double team move they did to Charlotte on the outside when like Dana was screaming at her. She's like, "You wanna be a Barbie?"
I love that.
And like slammed her back into the ring, into the barricade. I was just like, "Ooh, damn, that looked like it hurt." But you can notice that Dana's still new to this, and this was her first Fatal 4-Way. This is the first time she's main eventing one of the shows, you know what I mean? So, and I mean, in front of this crowd too, the crowd hated her, and she really played off with the crowd, especially when her and Emma were going in each other's face, and like the crowd was telling Dana sucks. Dana sucks. She's like, I don't suck. No, I don't.
Yeah, like you see, like the way that she plays with the crowd and the way that she trash talks and the tone in her voice. That's why I like her, because like she's a character. She's feeling out her character, and then the other thing with her look, like a lot of people shaded her look, and I really wanted to get this across on the show because I do see the potential in Dana Brooks. She's a smart girl. She's not no dumb bitch. A lot of people want to push her off like, oh, she's just some dumb blonde bitch. No, she's not. She's very, very smart, and she's so disciplined. Like, there's no way you can keep your body like that and count carbs and do all the shit, weight lift, all that stuff. She's calculated. She's very, very good at shit like that. And when like her look came out, I was like, yeah, your look is a mess, Dana. But we haven't seen the certified, concrete Dana Brooks look yet. She has not found that look yet. And it's okay with me. She's still young in her career. She's trying to find out what she's going to wear.
This is like the first 4 months that she's been in the business on TV. You know what I mean? So it's like, of course, there's always room to grow. Right. But James, like you were talking about her just playing off of the crowd, something that I noticed in the very beginning I thought was so cool was their her little rivalry with Charlotte and how they play off against each other. And Charlotte's entrance when she was coming down, she does her little flex when she's walking, and it pans to Dana, and Dana's like, you know what, bitch, I love flex too. So they're like flexing back and forth. And I like how when she got into the ring, she was just like shooing her away. She's like, get out of here, you little mess, little troll.
I'm glad you brought that up, Nick, because it's little things like that I like Dana. It's always the little things that make me like Melina. I love Melina because Melina would do little things like that. You know, she'll wave her hands off, give you a face. I love stuff like that. Like, be realistic. Be a person. That's how people act. If you're going to be a bitch, go all the way. Unlike Emma. Emma doesn't give you anything. And Dana's all there. She's just full of personality. I love her. She has charisma for fucking days. So, she's going to be a problem in this business. I'm telling you, she's going to be a top girl soon. Dana's on the right track. She just got to get that wrestling down, and she's going to get it down. The more she wrestles, the more exposure she gets out there. That was her biggest crowd she's ever wrestled in front of. And she did well. So, you can't really hate on this girl. But Gigi, I know you got a lot to say all day.
I know, I was just going to say, Gigi, like, aside from Dana doing well, except for that outfit, like, what did you think of this match? What do you think of Dana? And the ending, too. Like, a lot of fans were saying the ending was a little off. So what did you think of that?
There was so much going on in this match. Let me see. Okay, the only thing, there was like a lot of things that threw me off. When Becky, it was like she was up there on the top rope and she was about to hit that drop kick, but she hit Charlotte and she's like, oh my god, I messed up. Like, who the fuck you thought you was going to hit, bitch? Like, Charlotte was right in the middle. I didn't understand that shit. And then the finish, I feel bad for the Brooklyn crowd because they got two finishes where they didn't know what the fuck happened. Because Emma, she got zero reaction when she came in and zero reaction when she left. That shit was so sad. Like they couldn't even boo the bitch. Like, I was like, what just happened? And then Dana, the outfit, she looks so just like Dana Sponge Brooks SquarePants. Like, she looks so, like, she has a great body, but, like, it didn't flatter her. Like, she looked like she had really square hips. It didn't look good. And then when James posted that picture in the chat, I'm like, oh, she looks okay.
The makeup, Gigi.
A little porn starish, but...
It's the makeup. The makeup.
The makeup didn't look good either. I look when they like handing close to her face. Her fucking
I agree too. Like, James, I don't know what you've been smoking, but the makeup was blush. Like
Ooh, like she looked like she was about to say, "Hi, I'm Dana Brooke and welcome to Brazzers." Like her fucking blush was so strong. Like,
I know the blush was off and the lipstick too. The lipstick was just too much, looking like Miranda Sings on YouTube. Like I was not having it.
Somebody put salt in Gigi's
and I
Cheerios
know, like,
because she is salty. Girl, you are salty.
I get what you mean. Like, no, not even it didn't look good. Like, I was like, who did? Because I know it's like, oh, well, she's in NXT. She doesn't have her character together yet. But someone approved of this shit before she walked out. Like, her eye, like, the eye makeup looked okay. But when you get down to the cheek and your cheek's like bright ass pink, no one's fucking cheek is that color pink except for fucking clown from like American Horror Story. Then the lip and then the hair looked like Paige hair because it was all ratty and shit. It just didn't look good. And then that fucking outfit, and then she had the diamonds. It didn't look good.
But what do you think about the match?
Yeah. Now that you dragged her.
Now that you dragged her to the corner of the river, what do you think about the match?
The match was good. I wasn't really like the girls obviously fucking Becky and Sasha had the better match. Nothing here happened where I was like, oh wow, it's amazing. This was a good match. Like nothing happened where I'm gonna remember this. I don't know what Becky's outfit is. Don't like that shit either. Becky needs to figure out what the hell like her outfit needs to be. She has the character, but the character don't have a damn outfit on. And then the finish, I already said it was a fucky ass finish. I didn't understand. Like Emma needed the win, but I don't. Someone fucked up. I watched the match again thinking there was like some type of like story told for the fuck up to happen, but it was just like a fuck up, and I don't get how the fuck up happened. So it was a fucky little match. I could live without it, and I don't get why like they had Becky and Charlotte attack because I know like they're like mad because they don't like these girls, but still they're baby faces. And then it just didn't really make any sense. And then hopefully they piece it together somehow. But like they really like attacked those girls like on some heel shit. Like fucking Charlotte like killed what was it, Emma, when she did like the natural selection and shit. Like fucking she almost killed that bitch. I didn't understand.
Emma sells that natural selection very well.
Yeah, she always does. I do agree though, Gigi. Looking back on it, I'm not putting the blame game on anybody, but I think maybe Dana Brooke was supposed to break up that pin because it just looked really weird. And then once the 3 count happened and Emma won, like her face was like, what the? Like, oh shit.
You know what?
Okay, fix my hair. I'm on camera now. And they like pan out to Charlotte and she just looks fucking livid. So
you know what, Nick? I think you're right. You know, it could have. All right. Emma was probably supposed to pick up the win. Regardless. So I think Dana she could have just fucked up and thought that was the finish. You know what I mean? Because, you know, she's in front of a lot of people. Like, I gotta be the devil's advocate. Like, I'm not gonna say Emma fucked up because Emma has not fucked up to this big extent on, like, because Emma's used to being out there in front of a big crowd like that. So it could have been Dana. It could have been. She's the rookie. She's the newest one there. It's okay to make mistakes, you know? So it could have been her mistake like that because that finish was so awkward it didn't make no fucking sense. And then the beatdown.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say the beatdown afterwards. Sorry to cut you off, but and having like Charlotte, like after the natural selection, then pinning her like afterwards too, it made me wonder like, was Charlotte supposed to win this match or like what's going on? And she's like, I don't even need a ref, and like chirping her out, and then they like take down Dana, and then they both get the double submissions on. So I don't know if that was supposed to be the finish of the match, have both of the PCB members get the girls in the submission, then both of them tap and they both win or something. I have no idea.
I know.
Like
Becky fucked up because Becky didn't kick out. See, there's so much going on.
So much going on.
I know, but I loved at the end too when Charlotte like gave that like real stiff knee to Dana's side of her face before she left.
I love that. It's like the little things that they do. I love stuff like that when Charlotte does that. But you know, overall, I think this is why for me, the Divas match of the night was Carmella and Eva Marie. It's hard to say, but come on, they had the story. It made sense. The characters were on point. I gotta give it to Eva and Carmella. To me, I enjoyed their match a little more than I did with the Fatal 4-Way. I feel like that Fatal 4-Way needed some work. It wasn't bad. It was not bad, but it needed some work.
It was one. No, I agree. It was probably like the worst Fatal 4-Way that they had. Not saying it was bad, but when you put them on the totem pole, that one's at the bottom.
Yeah, it's at the bottom for sure.
Because a lot of the Diva Fatal 4-Ways we've seen in the past, especially down in NXT, have been just like insane, you know. So this one just seemed. I think it was the ending. Really, yeah, I feel like if the finish would have been better, the ending just kind of ruined it and kind of made this match like, feel really messy. So.
It's true though. The ending always makes the match. It always is. It's like the little bow that ties the present. And they just missed the bow. The bow was all fucked up. It was the dollar bow that you get at the Dollar Tree. And that's what we got.
Yeah, but that's everything for NXT that I had on here. Did you want to make any other mention about anything? Oh, I guess Alexa Bliss is going to be facing Blue Pants next week.
Oh,
so.
she gave a great promo backstage. Alexa Bliss has this I knew right when they turned her heel, give her some time, let her figure out this character. Because I'm not those fans that are going to be like the next week, oh, she was dry. I give them chances. Like, I gave Rosa Mendes chances for fucking 10 years and I was done. And fucking Alexa Bliss, fucking, this girl, she got, and then I got so mad when Trish said that. Amanda gives her vibes of her. I'm like, no, have you seen Alexa Bliss, bitch? That's that's your little mini me. That's your shadow right there. Alexa Bliss reminds me of Trish Stratus, the way that she was on that mic. She's like, oh, I'm gonna put her right back on the clearance rack. Blah blah blah. I was like, I love little things like that. She was so bitchy. She told the boys to shut up, that she gotta talk. I love that shit. And you know what?
She's like, is she even on the roster?
Yeah, like, she's so bitchy. And I like how she's always looking at the ceiling. She's like, she's so above everybody, and she's the smallest one that she don't even make eye contact with anybody. She looks at the ceiling because she's so above it all. And I love that about Alexa Bliss. And you know what? She has a big career in front of her, because all this little thing that's going on with this trio is just going to build up Alexa Bliss. That's what it's for. They're using these little tag team, these two guys, Blake and Murphy, for Alexa Bliss. They're like her little pawn. And Triple H is smart. Remember, Triple H told us that Alexa's going to be a big star in NXT this year. And I think this is the plan that they're starting with Alexa Bliss. Because this girl is on fucking fire. She's doing a great job. And she's so freaking entertaining. So kudos to Alexa Bliss. I had to mention her.
I'll say it right now. She's going to be the next NXT Women's Champion after Bayley.
I see her coming up to snatch that belt off Bayley. I think they're gonna have a good little storyline too, because she can be that prissy bitch to Bayley, and it would be perfect. Because Sasha was a mean girl, and Alexa Bliss is a bitchy little girl. You know what I mean? There's that difference. She's just a bitchy little annoying thing. But go ahead, Gigi.
I just hope that you don't send me her character, because you haven't done it yet, where she's like, oh, I like this guy more, fuck you, and then, like, I don't want her to be on manager status. This is, like, the last team I want her to manage, so she can be, like, off on her own.
Who? Blake and Murphy?
Alexa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't want her to do it anymore, like, oh, okay, now I'm gonna manage you because the other one isn't, like, they're the Marty Jannetty of the team, let me go with Shawn Michaels. Like, no, let this be the last one that she's with, she can go be a singles competitor.
I think when she becomes a singles competitor, she's gonna be the one to drop them. She's gonna drop them. She's going to be over with them because they're going to keep losing matches. And you know how she's just like, I'm the reason you guys were champions. I'm the fucking reason. Blah, blah, blah. Because she did say that. She's like, we're the tag team champions. It's always we're the tag team champions. It's never just them. Because she's the factor. And I love that. And then she's going to put them together, tell them that she's the factor. If it wasn't for her, they wouldn't be shit. So I'm out. Let's see how you guys motherfucking do. I can see her easily cutting that promo to break off from the both of them. Like, she ain't going to leave it one or the two. She's going to drop them both. She is too bad for that. I love Bliss.
Me too. But I think that was it for NXT. Other than that, James, I wanted to kind of segue over to you. You have some news on some potential new signees for NXT.
Oh, before we get into that, we have SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. Damn. Okay. Well, oh, yeah. So I only watched the Diva match on SmackDown, but I guess, do you want to talk about that?
We'll talk about it quickly. It was quick. It was not that long. They had a backstage Diva segment with the Bella Twins. The Bella Twins were backstage. They came at Charlotte and Becky Lynch, like, trying to plant the bug in their ear that Paige is not really here for them and blah, 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 blah. So I could see that they're trying to put in that riff in between the teams and try to break them up, which is good. Let's get it going. And I like that they're going to make Paige the piranha, the cancer. So I'm here for it. So, I liked how they did that, and then when Charlotte countered at Nikki Bella, she's like, weren't you the one who backstabbed your own sister last year at SummerSlam? I thought that was a good line. It got a good pop from the crowd, and Nikki's like, oh my god, how dare she go there? And then Charlotte and Becky puts her together too. I forget what Becky said. They walk off camera, and then Nikki's like, oh, don't listen to her. You know, I was manipulated by Stephanie, you know. I really liked that. I thought the Bella Twins did a good job. Brie was still kind of dry. You know, the Bella Twins did what the Bella Twins do. Like, I don't know what else to say. It was I. It was I. So, whatever. It was nothing great. But, anyways, the match happened. Charlotte took a little beating in the match. It was good. It was a quick match. And, I can't remember who won. I don't remember who won.
ECB won, didn't they?
I think, did they win? I don't even remember the finish. I don't remember anything. It wasn't memorable. It brought me back to, like, shitty Diva bookings. Like, I thought the match was, I think the Bellas tried to tweet. The Bellas tried to cheat, and Charlotte won with the Charlotte's Web with Brie when Brie tried to come up, and Charlotte rolled her up for the win.
Oh yeah, I did like that finish though.
I like the finish, but it was just a quick match. It was quick.
Yeah, I like Team Bad on commentary.
Yes,
I thought they were hilarious.
That's what I wanted to really talk about. Tamina was on the commentary team with Team Bad, and Sasha was listing all their credentials in Team Bad, and all you hear is Tamina check, checking everything off. I thought that was hilarious. And Naomi was funny on the commentary team. It was just fun. The only thing I didn't like was that they pulled Jimmy from commentating because his wife was sitting out there. I was like, that would have been awesome. Why the fuck you guys gonna take him out? Because his wife's sitting there. It would be nice for them to poke fun at him, like, oh, your wife's here. You better be careful before she gets up and smacks you.
Yeah, he would have put her over, too, you know?
It's like, they're so stupid. They could have made her, like, the really bad girl. Like, her husband could say something, she could smack him in the back.
Would have added to her character.
Yeah, she could smack him in the back of the head and be like, I'm talking, you be quiet. You know, like, it would be fun. So, but that was my only gripe. But what do you think, Gigi? How do you feel about SmackDown?
Like you guys said, like, the only good part to me was Team Bad. I love whenever like Charlotte was in the red and she's like, oh, in the ring, and then Naomi, oh, she wasn't naturally better than, was she, huh? I'm like, this bitch. They were just like the girls on the side just talking shit about everyone else. It's like, she ain't shit. Look at fucking Becky, this dumb bitch. And like you said, they should have got Jimmy out there. It'd been fucking hilarious. Like, why can't you be like Roman? Just shut up. Like, it would have been fucking hilarious, but they didn't do it. And then fucking Nikki was still wearing the hoe outfit from SummerSlam. I didn't understand. But I thought it was cute how they played like, oh, well, we're the trifecta because all our people are here right now. Like, I like that they made that point. It was it was Team Bad's time because that's the only thing I was listening to because everything else was just like super irrelevant.
I really sat back and listened to commentating, and I was just laughing. Like, you know, like having a good laugh because like they were really just sitting there kikiing it up. Like, look at this one. Like, we're the trifecta. We're all here. We don't miss shows together. We're there everywhere together. Where's Foxy? Where's Paige? They don't care. Like, I like that they pointed that out. You know what I mean? So Team Bad is just so crazy. But Nikki, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, I agree. I really liked it. How they were all like laughing and like cackling with each other about like shading the girls. I felt like I was like shading along with them. I was like, yes, Team Bad, like do your thing. The match wasn't boring like in itself. It was really good wrestling. Like like all the girls really hit their spots. I enjoyed the ending, but there was just kind of something like missing. And honestly, I think it's like what James and I touched upon last week. It's just that SmackDown isn't relevant. Like there's nothing really like too exciting about it. So I just feel like this match was just another tag team match. Yeah, I did like the finish though. So other than that, the highlight was Team Bad on commentary.
Yeah, these tag team matches have to dry out for a bit because they get repetitive, and I'm over it, and I'm over PCP going over. As much as I love Charlotte, I'm not delusional. I'm not that fan that my favorite always has to fucking win. That's not the fucking case. Let's switch it up. Let's get some storylines in there. Let's get fucking Naomi in an argument with freaking Becky Lynch backstage. You know what I mean? Like, let's switch it up. If it's
they need it.
Yeah, they keep billing that it's a Divas Revolution, but I'm like, okay, now let's get it going. I'm tired of the tag team matches. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. It's so repetitive. They can't even like tell a tag team matches can only tell you a story for so long before they tag out for the next person. It's just so repetitive. But I'm over it. But let's move on to some potential signees, Nick. So, WWE has signed Kana, who's a Japanese woman wrestler. She's 33 years old, and it's been confirmed that WWE has signed her. And if you guys are like, who the fuck is he talking about? She was the Asian woman that was outside of the TakeOver match with Bayley and Sasha Banks. They gave her a quick little shout out on TV on the network. She's a very sexy. I'm looking at her right now. Her ring gear is really sexy. I'm like, girl.
Yeah, I liked her ring gear, actually.
I love the ring gear. And she's barefoot, too. I wonder, WWE ain't gonna let that happen.
Okay.
They ain't gonna let her.
Okay, sir.
I know. No, none of that. But yeah, so she's been signed. It's been confirmed that she's signed, and I think this is great. She's a good worker. It's a nice woman. It's nice to bring in an experienced diva into this game and have her work with the girls down at NXT. Kind of like what they did with Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens and Finn Balor, bringing in all these veterans to work with the younger guys.
She's a stiff worker, too. I've seen like a little tribute of some of her matches over in Japan, and like she's got some really interesting like leg, like kind of like judo throws and like, but spinning back fists and like spinning like heel kicks, like they're really stiff. So I'm like, ooh, girl. So I don't know if she's gonna have an issue with that. But NXT women are generally like they can really like kind of like keep their stiffness in. So I know that when Sarah Del Rey gets her hands on her, she can just kind of like prime her in, and like she already has the essentials. So I'm really excited too, because I think it's about time WWE has like a really prominent Asian diva. Like we haven't had one since Gail Kim, unfortunately,
Right.
and they didn't do shit with her. So it's like I feel like this is like their second opportunity, and I do agree with James. Like all of these signees will get into the other ones that are rumored, but they're just kind of coming up, kind of like similar when Finn Balor, Owens, and Hideo Itami were signed. Kind of like this, the indie wrestlers, the prime, the best of the best, are now down in NXT. So I think Kana is going to be the first of those divas. So I'm excited for her.
Yeah, it's good timing too with all the call-ups that we just got with NXT. But Gigi, what do you think about Kana?
No shit. Does she speak English?
I was just gonna ask that after. I'm like, okay, now here's the real question: does she speak English?
Because she's a cute girl and everything, but you know, if you're an Asian character in WWE and you don't speak English, they're gonna give you fucking Yoshitatsu Mario Kart music. You're gonna come out with a flag that's not even from your country, and you're gonna eat sushi. Like, they're gonna be so racist.
Okay, here's the thing: could it be? All right, I feel like not everybody has to talk. You can't have that character that doesn't speak. They're very mysterious. They're just here to whoop your motherfucking ass. And that's it. And I feel like she has that look that she's capable of doing something like that.
I agree.
It all depends on how they mold her character. They all don't have to speak. Like, I could easily see her in the ring when she gets to the main roster. Hopefully the Bellas twins are gone by then. And somebody like, say, Becky Lynch is the Divas champion at the time. Becky Lynch could be over there running her mouth. Do you speak English? I never heard a word come out of your mouth. Do you speak English? In the sidelines, she could be learning English and controlling her accent, but she's just not going to talk on WWE for a while until she finally speaks. It'll be a big moment. Oh my God, she spoke. We can go with a storyline like that. Not everybody has to speak. But go on, Gigi. I'm sorry.
No, that would be hot, though. Like, her first word is like, bitch, and it's gonna hit somebody. That shit would be hot as fuck. That would be hot.
It would be a good way to build her. But again,
because like WWE don't have the best track record with Asian characters, like fucking Yoshitatsu, the dude who used to interview people on fucking SmackDown. I just hope they don't fuck her up and she comes on like white face paint as a geisha girl. Like, I don't need this.
Yeah, I like that idea though, James, of her being like this silent kind of like assassin diva killer. Like, I just think that'd be really cool, and I do agree she doesn't need to speak, because if you guys noticed when they did show her on TakeOver when she was with Ric Flair and Sergeant Slaughter, they were clapping and laughing, and she's just like staring a hole through the camera, like she's like giving no shit.
And I'm
so
like,
she has that really.
Like, the fucking grudge here. That bitch scared me for 5 seconds.
I know she's very intimidating looking, so I feel like they can really capitalize on that and have that as their character, just like the stone face, just I don't give a shit, I'm gonna break your wrist type of girl.
Well, she was signed a couple of weeks before TakeOver, so she was probably there. She already knew that she got signed, so she's like, they're gonna put me on TV. I'm gonna give these fucking fans the death stare, let them know that I'm motherfucking coming. You know what I mean? So maybe she's just giving.
Just flop like Sahara, but.
Oh God, Gigi. Well, let's move on. There's another. This one's a rumored signing. It hasn't been confirmed yet, even though Nikki told me that there was some Facebook thingy, but I looked for it, Nick. I couldn't find it. So, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I didn't look it up. I just seen it on Twitter.
Yeah. So, I looked for it. I didn't see anything. All I saw was that she's getting married. She's engaged. But Athena Reese, she's an indie wrestler. She's a black woman. She's 27 years old. She's been wrestling in the independent scene for a while now. She's worked with people from Paige. She's worked with, I forget who else she worked with. That bitch from TNA, the big bitch. She had a match with her. She's had countless matches. This girl is the motherfucking shit.
Who's the big bitch from TNA? Sorry to cut you
off. Havoc.
Oh, that bitch.
Awesome Kong? What?
No, not Awesome
I know.
Kong.
I was like, are you shading poor little Carmella?
No, I know Awesome Kong. I would never forget that one. It's Havoc. But anyways, this girl, I'm sure, if you guys don't know who she is, let me give you a quick insider. If you guys watch favorite wrestling finishers, like a countdown, she's always on it with that in-your-face, that finisher that she does off the top rope. It's kind of like a off the top rope jumping stunner that she jumps out of the corner and just stuns somebody. The fucking shit. This girl has had countless amazing matches in the indie scene. And you know who put me onto her? Miss Megan, our little Meggie. Love Megan. Megan put me onto her. And I've seen countless great matches with Athena. And I really, really, really wish that she gets signed. And Nick, I remember you were talking about this a while back, that she needs to be signed. WWE needs to sign her. Blah, blah, blah. So what do you think about this? What are your thoughts about Athena?
I think she honestly is probably my most I'm most excited for about these talents. It is, if the rumor is true, that she got signed, she just has such a great look, and she's beautiful too. Like, she's very tall, Amazonian like, and that finish, James, like, I've seen that finish too, and like, that looks absolutely devastating. And I've seen her a couple years ago still doing that, so we know that she's a great in-ring worker, so we wouldn't have any issues with that. I just feel like it's time for kind of like, with this Divas revolution, actually have a revolution down in NXT, bring in the best women's athletes in the world, and she is clearly one of them that WWE hasn't had their hands on yet. So I'm really excited for that. And yeah, like, speaking of Megan there, I think maybe we can announce it now. Both of us were talking to Megan on Twitter, and we're actually going to have her on for one of our next podcasts as a little member.
Yeah, she's going to be on next week with NXT. So next week's episode of the second part episode, she'll be on it. Because NXT is Megan's favorite show, so I thought it would be, me and Nick thought it would be cute for her to come on for an NXT show. Because she loves Finn Balor. She would eat a prime steak off his ass. Like, shit. I love my Megan. But Gigi, what do you think about Athena?
I'm looking at her now on Google Images, and I fuck with her because I'm sure she can replace Cameron, because she has this little look where half her hair is brown and half is blonde, and she does it better than Cameron. So I fuck with this bitch. I hope they sign her and promptly move Cameron out, because no offense, everyone's doing the ratchet gimmick better than her, and I don't care what they give her when she comes back, because Athena looks like she can take that little role. So.
Oh yeah, she's a great talker. She has a lot of attitude. She's a good heel. I watched a lot of her matches when she was a heel. She did a great job, and she's a little rough looking right now. You know, WWE will always fix that up. They will get you some extension, that Belami hair with, girl, you'll be fine. I'm never worried about that. But she's gonna be a good worker, and I can't wait to. I hope to God she gets hired, because you know what, NXT needs a dominant black woman down there. We need more black women in this business. We need more of them mixing it up with the girls in the ring. It's not always the blonde hair or the brunette girl. Let's get some black girls in here to join Naomi, Sasha Banks, Foxy, Cameron, and Tamina. More black women in the business would be nice, please. So, yep, that's Athena. So we wish her luck. Good luck, Athena. So the third woman that's being rumored to be signed, I'm excited for this one. Sarita from TNA. Sarah Stock, her indie name. She's been around WWE for a while now. She was actually down in NXT a couple of months ago, actually helping Sarah Del Rey train these divas. And she's very good friends with Sarah Del Rey. They've known each other from the indie scenes and all that good stuff. So she was there helping out. So apparently she got a tryout, and she killed it, because we all know this girl can go. So the rumors are that WWE signed her as a talent. So I hope this is true. I hope that she gets her shot, because, like I said, with the WWE needs a dominant black woman down at NXT. Just more black women. I need more races. Like, they're doing very well though, with all the different looks in Divas. You got Paige, you got Becky Lynch, Charlotte, all these different looks, the Bella Twins, Eva Marie. So it'd be nice to get some more black women in here to blend in with the Sasha Banks, Alicia Fox, and stuff like that. But we need that Latina heat. Like, come on. I need my Latina girl. Like, Rosa never did it for me, let's be honest. So Sarita got that spicy salsa bitch attitude. I loved her heel gimmick in TNA. So I would like to see her come in, switch it up, be that saucy, sassy Spanish girl, and fuck bitches up down on NXT. So I hope this signee is the real deal, and I'd be excited to see her. But Gigi, what do you think about Sarita?
I'm looking at her now too. She's cute. I could see her being like that, like kind of like spicy character, but she just looks more kind of like Sarah Del Rey, just like a bitch that's just gonna fight you and not talk a lot of shit, like we were talking about Kana. But I can see, it looks like she wouldn't have much charisma, but you can tell that from one photo. But like you said, I would like to see that.
Gigi, have you ever seen her in TNA?
Y'all know I don't watch TNA. They can fucking put every fine person ever in that ring, and I'm still not watching that bullshit.
She has sass and attitude, let me tell you. She definitely has that.
She's spicy.
She's very spicy. And she was mixing it up with
like TNA low budget spicy.
You know Thea Trinidad, right?
Yeah, Rosita.
Rosita. You never watched the cousin duo and stuff? I love that.
I know Thea from AfterBuzz. I never switched over to go see her ass on TNA, but she's cute too. But
I thought you knew. I thought you were like well known about them.
I know Havoc, Awesome Kong, and the bitch with the butt, and then the two meth bitches, fucking Angelina, and the one with the fucking Furby boots.
The bitch with the butt.
Which one's that?
Brooke Chessmacher, her, yeah.
Chessmacher.
Like, she has a gift of her twerking, and it's pretty, like, cute, so she's the one with the butt.
Yeah, she has a nice ass. But Nikki, what do you think about Sarah Stark, aka Sarita?
Well, I'm excited for her because I actually do know her TNA stuff. Like, that's when I was actually watching it because that's when the knockouts were good. That's when they were shitting on the Divas division. Everybody was like, hey, come over here. This is where women's wrestling is actually going. It's because she was part of that crew. And yeah, her and Rosita, they were spicy. Like, I love their attitude. And she's actually really good on the mic. She's a great lucha libre type of worker, too. So I'm really excited to see that. And I agree with you, James. I feel like WWE is in desperate need for a prominent Latina diva, or just like a Latina character in general. Like, I really feel like she is going to fit in great. I'm just worried that the rumors of her being signed, maybe not as a talent, but as like a trainer alongside Sarah Del Rey. So when you're saying that they're really good friends and they have known each other for a while, that kind of worries me because I feel like, okay, well, we're going to hire your friend to help you alongside, which I'd rather see her actually compete down in NXT because, I mean, she's Canadian as well. And, so I have that with her, and I just feel like she has a lot to offer versus just kind of being a trainer for the Divas. But I feel like it would be a great trainer on the other hand because they would be able to show the Divas some of that lucha libre type of style because she's done a lot of shows down in Mexico for the past couple of years. So yeah, I'm excited for it, and I hope that rumor is really true.
Yeah. So let's just pray. Well, we know we got Kana, so we'll see what happens with Athena and Sarita. And I really think that they have good shots in getting signed. So
yes, me too.
That's all with the signees. You guys have anything else?
That's all the tea that I could find today.
All right. Let me do a quick little sweep to see if there's anything that popped off because that's going to be my new thing to do because I don't want to get off and then we find some new, a new WWE announcer debuts on SmackDown. Really?
Is they fun?
I don't know. Let's see. Oh, it's Rich. I already saw his ass.
Girl.
Okay. But yeah, there's nothing
what
popping
off.
off.
With Wade Barrett? Wasn't there some Wade Barrett shit like he changed his Twitter name or something?
We talked
about
that. We talked about that last week, that he's off filming a movie, though.
Okay.
He didn't leave WWE. But yeah, those are all we got this week. That's it. But Nick, we've reached 150 subscribers. I think right now we're at 101, I believe. So, Nick, we did not forget. I made sure we didn't forget because I was afraid we'd go off the show.
Yeah, that's right. The listeners would have been pissed at us.
They would have read us, and I love it when they come at us. But, Nick, spill the tea.
Okay, guys. Like I said last week, if you guys could help us reach up to 150 subscribers, I would reveal our next project that we have coming up. And you guys came through. We got 6 subscribers basically right after we promoted that show. So I think it was that mixture from Dance Slam and the promotion as well. So just thank you guys so much. So we're up to 151. Keep that trend going. But anyway, our new project I want to announce for us, we've all been talking about it, and I think it's going to be called TPP Behind the Shade. Is that right? Does everybody kind of agree on that? Or
I like that name.
I like it too.
Yeah.
Yes, Gigi came up with the name. So basically, it's going to be a way for you listeners to get to know each of the panelists a little bit more and kind of our way of getting into WWE and our being a fan of it all and all that excitement. So you get to know more about it. So anyway, that will be coming out probably maybe next couple weeks or so. We don't really have a date for it, but that's the plan. So it's just going to be kind of a montage of all of us, and you're going to get to know us, get to know our favorite divas, some wrestling stories, a whole bunch of great stuff. So yeah.
Well, here's the thing. We are going to be...
I'm excited for it, though. What do you guys think?
We got to let them know what's going to be going on with this thing. We're actually going to be taking questions from you guys. We want you guys to send us in some questions in the comment area. Let us know what you guys want us to answer. It could be anything, honestly. And we'll pick a couple of the questions, and we're going to incorporate it with some of the other questions that we come up with. And we're going to put it all together. And here's the kicker. It's going to be on video. We really want this to be personal, so we're going to be on camera doing this. It's going to be a whole montage with everybody in the panel. It's going to be very fun, very exciting, because, behind the shade, you guys are going to be all up in the shade, especially when the bitch like Gigi comes through. So let's be all the way real. But Gigi, are you excited for TPP Behind the Shade?
I'm excited. Just got to give me the date so a bitch can get her eyebrows together so they can be on fleek, like Natty says.
Yes.
Yes, Boo Boo Kitty. Yes, Boo Boo Kitty. You better get it right. Get it right, GG. But yeah, so hopefully you guys like that idea. If you guys have any other ideas, you guys should put it down in the down in the comic box.
Yeah, actually, speaking of the kind of ideas that listeners, I forget which listener it was, his YouTube name. Sorry, I feel bad when they do that. But he actually commented on our last show, giving us an idea for the 2K Diva roster. So next, when all of the kind of Divas are released, confirmed, whatever their entrances, he asked if we could do like a little review of each of the Divas and their entrances and what we think of the game. So I was like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I'll pass it along. So
I think that's
definitely
such a fun idea.
Yeah, definitely, listeners, if you have any ideas of what you guys want us to talk about, just put that down in the comment. And like James said, that I forgot to mention, oh my god, I'm so unprofessional, that to put your questions down in the comments below and what you want us to answer in our little TPP behind the shade. Like James said, it could be kind of any question. Keep it kind of like, like relevant to a sense. Yeah, and I'm just really excited. So you can comment down below, even comment to us on Twitter. Our links will be in the description as well, so you can comment there and just send us your questions if you want to. But I'm really excited for it. It's going to be a fun project.
It's going to be a really fun project. And that's the thing with TPP. We want to grow. We want to expand. We want to do different things for you guys. We don't always want to do the same old blah. Like, come on. Oh, she did a dropkick. And then she did this. And then I like the finish. No, we like to spice it up a bit. Be a little more fun over here on TPP.
Exactly. And like I said, if you have to look forward to that, in the meantime, go down into that description and vote for your favorite inductee into the TPP River, guys. That's another thing that we have up. And I really start kind of wanting to get that more involved with our shows, is those straw polls for the fans to go and vote for. That's maybe kind of a cool idea we could get into sometime. Some ideas that we can put out there for the listeners to vote on for what kind of project we could do or something like that.
Yeah, when we get some ideas, some feedback from the listeners, we can pick out and see which one we're going to put up for the straw vote. And then, there we go.
Yeah, perfect. I love that. Because a lot of the listeners know their shit, too. Like, I love going down in the comments and talking with them. Because a lot of them just send, like, paragraphs, but I love listening to it. And reading them and just kind of commenting back. Because they're very knowledgeable.
I know. It's always, like, my like reading, when you have your little reading materials.
Yeah, I got my reading glasses on. There you go.
You'll see me on my iPad at work, like reading all this shit. I'm like, this little shady bitch. Look at this. Look at this, Jordan. You better watch it. Like I just love it. I like to interact with you guys. I think it's so much fun. But once again, guys, please, let's reach a goal. Let's see if we can do it. Let's get 30 likes on this video. And you know what, you guys, especially the ones who's been riding out with us for a while, help us promote. Retweet our links on Twitter. Like, that would be awesome. Like, we're all in this together. And trust me, I know who's been here from the start. I know exactly who you are. We might not have spoke or contacted each other and never talked or anything, but I know you're there. And I seen, like, we had some silent listeners commenting on our last video that haven't commented ever and commented for the first time. So shout out to you. I want more of the silent listeners, the fly on the walls. I want to hear from you guys. So come on in. Comment. Stop being so shy. Come on in. We don't bite.
Yeah, I know. We love talking to people. We're super friendly. Oh, Gigi could be a little shady, though, if you kind of rub her the wrong way.
I know.
I hop down in the comments every once in a while. It's like Christmas when I'm down there, so let's be ready.
Yeah, like when Gigi was getting dragged for Ziggler. Who was it? It was you and some John Morrison fan.
Yeah, some like their TwitCon looked like someone like just dropped acid or some shit. I didn't know what was happening.
She is so shady, but I'm all here for John Morrison too. At least his roots be on point. His hair be trimmed. He be looking good. He has a bad bitch by his side. So I'm with you. I'm with you.
Bad bitch wearing all black. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
at least Lana got some color in it. Oh, nothing. It's just let me not shade Valina. Oh, let me stop.
Yeah, you better watch your words, Gigi. You better pick up.
Like Tamina says.
I'm just saying
like Tamina says. Watch your mouth. You better watch your mouth.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Anyway, yeah, so where can people find you on Twitter, James, if they want to talk to you?
You better watch your mouth, Nick. Tamina should get a shirt. Watch your mouth.
She should get so many t-shirts. Yeah, JoJo.
Yeah, she should have a yeah, JoJo and a watch your mouth shirt. But you better watch your mouth before I super kick you. I always thought ever since Jimmy Uso, I know I'm rambling, but ever since Jimmy Uso was on commentating and Tamina was super kicking the Bella Twins and Alicia Fox and he called it a super kick party, she should call her super kick the super kick party. I think it would be fun, or the party kick, because that day that she was super kicking everybody and their mother, you blink, you got super kicked. So she could even put like in the background like a little like silhouette of her super kicking someone. I mean, we've been giving WWE too many ideas, and we can't no chingle from this shit.
We're not getting any chingle for that, baby.
But you guys can follow me at Jimmy James, JAYMES.
All right, perfect. And Gigi, where can people follow you if they want to see all of your shade, interact with you, and ask you questions, I guess, for our TPP Behind the Shade special?
Well, you can do all of that at G. Paul Hammond replied to a bitch, so, if you need to find me, just check his timeline, so, yeah.
Oh, there you go, girl. And speaking of wrestlers retweeting, I just got retweeted by the Boss yesterday, and I was Twitter famous for a good 15 minutes, boo. My notifications were blowing up. It had over 200 favorites and fucking 85 retweets and shit. So I was like, it was great to feel like a boss for 15 minutes. But yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter and you can see that, you can follow me at Nick Aiken WWE. If you have Instagram, you can find me at Prince Pipebomb and Tumblr at Prince Pipebomb as well. And I just want to thank the listeners once again for sticking through everything, like James says, our loyal listeners from the very beginning. Without you, it wouldn't really be possible to be where we are now, and we're still growing our channel, and we've got more surprises in store for you guys in the future. But as for right now, you can go down this subscription, vote for your favorite nominee to go into our river, go back to a couple of our podcasts, and like James said, our like goal today is 30. So if you guys could reach 30, we would love you guys forever.
Yeah, and I'm so over you guys getting all these
just
retweets.
like Nick Cincinnati's age.
I'm so over you guys getting all these retweets and shit, and I'm sitting here, and you know what? Keyshawn fucking dragged me out the closet on fucking Twitter.
He got you together, classic. I was done. He got you together.
He got me all the way together. He's like, James sitting here with that Rihanna picture because I haven't got a retweet from Charlotte, bitch. Keyshawn, you know something, bitch?
Brad matters, so he can work on. So.
I ain't getting no love from Brad. I ain't getting no love from Charlotte. I'm like, what the fuck? Really? Where is the love? Bitch?
You gotta get it together, boo.
Oh my god. Somebody better settle that
Cops.
I can't. Ooh, day cops.
Gigi, I know what you mean.
Gigi came in for Kelly, and look at her. She's going after Dankoff.
Have you seen Dankoff? She was interviewing Dolph Ziggler. I didn't know how to act. I don't know who to look at. The fuck is this? I should have whipped his ass.
Oh, Gigi, he's got a girlfriend though, so you better watch yourself. You better watch your mouth.
Okay. I'm not like Kelly. I'm gonna come for a marriage, but I'll be Alicia Fox and come for some boyfriend girlfriend shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But she shade Kelly. If Gigi got signed as a WWE diva, she'd be in the same career path as Kelly. She'd be peeing on sinks, on fucking balconies with CM Punk.
No, Bobby. No, the first thing I would do is have a match with Alicia so I can pull her wig off and I can say snatched. That's
oh my god. Did you see it? The Nikki Bell. Alright, we are rambling. Alright, bye guys. Have a good night.
Alright, see ya.
Toodles.